Hi, Miki-des. Hello, everyone. I'm Miki, your company man of VTubers that's in the clouds, so we're always flying planes. I'm not flying planes today, although I think these guys are going to make me want to fly planes, but apparently I've been told last minute that these two are having a dogfight, and I have to set it up right now to stream it. So please bear with me. It's going to be awful, because normally I use a different scene collection for DCS streaming, so I have to hope this works. But I'm joined by my lovely co-host.
Hi, I'm Jover VT. And this guy over here, our guest, is one of the cats that I like, as opposed to all the other cats.
Sorry to be one of the only, but yeah, hello, I'm Nite.
So what are we doing here? And will it work? Will it work on my end, please?
We both agreed to dogfight because we're both terrible at dogfighting in the Hornet, and a bunch of people wanted to see that for their own entertainment, as if it's like spectating a bottom ranked match between two of us.
Well, didn't it start from the whole wrestling conversation, and then it kind of spun out of control into a fucking
and then Quentin made art about it, and then we had to do this. So
yeah.
And those are none of us know how it flies on the new flight model because we both agreed not to practice.
Yep.
So we have no idea what will happen at all.
How the fuck do I find you guys?
Neither of us are spawned in at the moment.
Oh, okay. My DCS doesn't seem to be cooperating too well.
Oh no.
Like our DCS with OBS is not playing nice. Trying to get a display cap or a game capture to work. It does this sometimes.
Well, from what I heard, the new flight model allows you to do some more silly behavior. Oh, we're on an aircraft carrier this week. I just realized that.
Well, of course.
Yeah, I guess it makes sense. That's where you get Hornets from. That's an interesting looking helicopter, though. I don't know what that is, because it's clearly not one of the Seahawks. What if it's one of the Canadian ones?
I'll follow Zor. You say those funny words like I know what they mean.
Yeah, I can, we can... You know, it would be really funny if we, immediately off the verge, if we both smash into the Burj Khalifa on accident. Because that's the bullseye, is the Burj Khalifa.
Well, how low are we spawning? I haven't even spawned in yet. I have no idea. Oh, we're low?
Low, yeah.
Okay.
Alright, I think I'm ready when you two are.
Okay.
I don't have...
Alright.
Get the streak going and they'll spawn in and I'll kill them. It'll be easy.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry I lied. Give me 2 minutes. I can't play a dogfight on screen without some music, although of course the YouTube video is not going to have any of this.
Of course, that's fine.
Is Media Monkey even in this scene? Yes, it is. All right.
Oh boy.
I know just the right song. Why is the fuck is this song not even in
40
this
Years
playlist?
History Channel will make a dogfights episode about this.
Yes. On their episode of DCS, they'll pull this out of the ancient tomb and use it.
They'll take it out of the Smithsonian Air and Space Museum.
Yeah.
All right.
We will be in the Smithsonian.
I have the DCS map screen up. I'm gonna hope audio works.
Okay.
Let's see. Media Monkey exists.
All right. Whenever you're ready, Nite.
1 second.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna click fly on you.
Okay, I am ready to click fly now. I'm going to click fly in 3, 2, 1, fly.
All right, DCS, don't crash. You got this.
Don't crash. Okay. Master arm on, air to air. Gun. burner.
Why are the engines so loud?
I won't shoot until after the merge.
As you should.
Yeah, obviously. Boop beep boop beep boop.
Oh god. I'm so used to flying helicopters. Ugh.
Dogfight camera. Dog and cats fighting. We have green versus blue, and F-18's a plane I barely know at all.
Oh god, I can feel the AOA.
I should have put bets on this. A prediction up.
Yeah, you still can.
Why the reversal? It's a turn fight for sure, guys.
Oh shit, that's the building.
Looks like Nite's coming in for the kill. I'll do this. I'm gonna mute myself from Discord so they can't hear me. We got Nite coming up right on him. Don't want to give him an idea of where Nite is, but it looks like his this is a foregone conclusion possibly now.
Oh, that's the ground.
Yes, it is the ground.
That's the ground. That's the ground.
No, you saved it.
See fit time? No,
Yeah,
no, no. Can we swap to Nite's perspective?
No, you are kind of like right there.
Oh,
Ow.
I was.
That didn't last long. Just keep turn.
He's got his number. Holy crap.
Just keep
Yeah,
turning.
Joe lost
Eventually
his
it'll
SA.
work.
I muted myself on
Oh, don't go
Discord,
up.
so my
Up is
comments
bad.
about where Nite is don't confuse him, but even when Joe doesn't know where Nite is, he's been having his lift vector like right on him, which has been keeping him alive in this fight, it seems. And while I know some of the theory of BFM, theory and practice is quite different, so I'm not the best person to commentate this. They're just gonna keep turning and turning and turning.
Something.
One of the air combats of all time.
I don't know about you, but this is pretty riveting.
Just chasing him around the circle because he's sitting there and burning the whole time.
Yeah.
Put your nose on him and kill him! Kill him! Kill him! When is one of them gonna drop the belly tank to try to get an advantage? Their speed is 560 knots and dropping.
No, it's just keep turning.
They are 570. They're holding high speed pretty well. They're not really pulling stupid high rates and high Gs. Is Nite just gonna run out of gun ammo at this rate?
Oh.
I think the mistake Nite's making here is he is basically pulling to the minimum, firing, and then pulling to the maximum.
Oh, there it goes.
There, he's down. Ooh. I think you can trim that out.
Yeah, probably. You know, eventually. Oh, so that's an oil tank. That's...
I can't believe you both left your belly tanks on through the whole fight.
Yeah, well, that's what we're supposed to do, because Hex made those so that we can keep them. Yeah.
Just to let you know, I finished that round with 26 rounds in the cannon.
Ah, damn it.
Are we doing best 2 out of 3?
I almost placed you out of it.
And we've got a nice view of whiskey here.
As the AWACS.
Is it a best of 3?
I mean, we can if you want, Nite. We can do more.
We'll see if they
That's
improve.
your call. This is your thing. I'm just here.
Mika is usually in charge of the show.
All right.
Mika's the adult here.
Since you wrote all of 0 civilian flight sim news stories, we're doing a best 2 out of 3 to cut to fill time.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Pad the time. I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm on the fly screen on you.
All right. I am ready to fly. 3, 2, 1. All right. Maybe we'll try something slightly different this time, or not.
I will mute and commentate on things so that you guys don't get SA from me.
Okay.
I want the SA.
Well, if you to assume that we have an SA to begin with, but.
All right, they're heading straight in at each other. This is a heck of a racket. I wish I could turn down the afterburner engine noise. They're flying real close to each other there. They both seem to be pretty good about their turn speeds. Oh, where did Nite go? I can't even see him.
Come here, Joe.
There he is.
Oh.
Holy crap. An aggressive first assault by Nite. I hope Joe isn't gonna smash into the ground. Oh. Looks like he's pulling out.
Oh.
Another head on.
Wait, where'd he go? Oh,
spinning while shooting. I think I've seen this from Area 88.
Oh.
Oh, close pass there. Joe doing a reversal, I think probably a bit late. With that angle and closure Nite had, I would have probably reversed a bit earlier to keep the minimized turning room.
Oh, I'm gonna stall.
I don't know what move that you're trying to do.
Shit. No.
You gonna see if it doesn't watch himself? Yeah.
I have no idea where you're at.
Dogfighting at these low altitudes is really hard. It's an important thing to note that there is not much low altitude below 5,000-ish feet turn data for any U.S. aircrafts because the U.S. Air Force does not do aerobatics generally below 5,000 feet. So most of the performance we're doing here is computer models, a bit of guesswork, educated guesswork. And these kinds of dogfights tend to not happen, at least not in training. Because it's so dangerous, you have to watch the enemy aircraft, otherwise you're going to lose. But if you're not watching the ground, you'll die. Now, I think he's lost SA. He's putting Nite right on his tail. This is one of the worst things he could be doing. If Nite is smart, he'll be leaving his radar off until he gets close enough for a good shot. In my limited experience, if you've lost SA and you can't find the guy, a lazy turn left and right,
that's something I never want to hear,
combined with some hard pulls at random intervals, can get you both to stay alive so that they can't get on you very easy, and to get you SA potentially. But losing SA is by far my biggest mistake whenever I do dogfighting. And I don't know if I still have them archived, but I started with IL-2 Stormvik, and my god, there are so many times where I just have no clue something was coming after me. Are they in a really large rolling scissors now?
You know what? No, I don't want to do this.
Oh, Joe trying to line up a shot, but not quite. He's got to throw out those brakes. Throw out those brakes, man. Don't let him, don't get spit out in front of him. Oh boy. He's got a good position now. Come on, put your nose on him and shoot him. Kill him. Put your nose on him and kill him. The second fight, yeah, I'm glad we did a second one. They've gotten quite a bit better because they've warmed up. He's losing his advantage.
I think we're both in.
Trying to go too low. He might see fit on this one. Ooh, some high AOAs there, but he saves it.
I gotta be careful how hard I yank on the stick.
Yeah,
I almost just landed on top of a building.
I almost stole into a building.
You might notice that I have to rotate the opposite direction. That's because my cursor keeps going off screen.
I think at least twice.
This is fighting on Persian Gulf because I just get lost in everything.
Yeah, so many distractions.
He's gonna get a shot. Use F5, but I want to look at it sometime. I want to control the camera.
Come on, Joe, follow me in. Let's go.
All right, we're trying. Oh, thank you, Radar. Very cool.
Caution.
Is this gonna work?
Caution.
No. Hi from Greece. Thank you for the follow. I don't know what we're doing today, but we're doing things. Locks on closest. Yeah, locks on closest, but like when he was stalling, I wanted to look at what the terrain he was flying into might have been. They're flying right by these fancy towers. It's throttled down. He's losing airspeed. He's got to throttle back up if he wants to continue this raid, I think. What's the turning speed of an F-18? The greatest talk show you've ever seen. We could steal one from Top Gear's book and do stars in reasonably priced cars and have them, like, I don't know, fly some stupid course in a shitty
50
jet.
50 knots. Oh no.
No talk, only bark and meow. What are you talking about? And you're gonna have to excuse me if I'm talking really loud because I turned the game volume down for you guys. I can't turn it down for me, and I don't want to pause the game. Is Nite coming in for the second kill? Oh, a close burst.
Oh, that's where you are. Ow.
Another one went past his nose. Oh, he's got some hits and he's down.
Well, I'm sorry for whoever's house my jet lands on.
Yeah, we'll see exactly whose house your jet lands on. Actually, I think it's gonna land on the road here.
Oh man, I always got a tree
In the middle of a three-lane road.
Very impressive.
All right, and we see Nite is the victor.
Congratulations, Mr. the Cat Dude.
See if I can't stand this thing on its tail. Oh, it's doing it.
Let's go.
Oh, I have to transition
Or you
back.
can
Nite's
take out
doing
the Burj
something
Khalifa
funny.
as well. That's another option. You could commit an act of terrorism.
The plane is screaming at me.
Warning, 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 warning.
No, it's just...
Warning.
You're so-
Nite, aren't you gonna land this thing on the Burj Khalifa?
Where is it? Where? Hold on.
The big tower.
The big building. The big tower.
Now,
Wait,
I had read on Reddit that people were saying the F-18 now identifies as a helicopter. I thought they were exaggerating, but from Nite's little showcase there, it almost is.
Oh, he's turning. Yeah, that big old tower looks pretty landable.
What, the big needle or the big tower?
The gigantic needle tower. The
Okay.
tallest one out of all.
I gotcha.
Burner with his gear down, that's a sight.
Yeah. Just the biggest one.
Come on, this thing is short takeoff and landing, right?
Well, you're about to see how short I can make it.
Oh. He ain't aiming for the truck.
Can't turn it hard enough.
Very cool.
All right.
I think if you hit it with a big enough bomb, it does actually, like, explode.
I'm gonna leave
trying to
the
see if I
server.
Couldn't stall it all the way up to the top and
Yeah.
fall on it.
Oh my god, I can hear now. So loud. All right.
It's a desktop.
Good fight, Joe.
Yeah, that was fun. That was probably pretty funny for the audience, too.
I just couldn't find you for like the whole time, and then I had to bait you into a stall, and then whipped it back around and got behind you.
I was like over to Dubai Airport, like where is he?
Man,
Where am I?
most of the time that I was seeing you at least Joe, pretty obviously losing situational awareness, it looked like you also still had your lift vector pretty much on Nite, so you were still doing pretty decently, even though you had no fucking clue where he was.
I just saw it. I saw it. Chat actually put up just the night stare and drove empty, just clueless. Which, yeah, that sounds about right. Stay tack at home.
I said to chat, because I was muted while you guys were in your dogfight. I said we got to make this a segment and have like the equivalent of Top Gear's stars and reasonably priced cars.
Used cars, yeah. Gonna have two guests at once for that, I think. Just two like completely I don't know, maybe put them both in like the P51 or something. With
Yeah.
the
Yeah, or like
Maybe,
C25, something that people
Yeah.
have that's terrible.
like at least
I got a P51.
yeah, well everybody has it. It comes free for DCS.
What? No.
The one
That's
with
the
guns.
trainer. That's the
Okay.
yeah.
The trainer still has guns though, right?
no.
Oh, it doesn't? I thought it did.
Why would
No.
you want to play
Oh.
with guns in Digital Combat Simulator? Come on.
Damn, alright. I actually thought the TF51 had the guns in it, and I'm like, oh, that's perfect.
Build a racetrack? Maybe, because we could do...
maybe like a Red Bull Air Race. You can do that. You can put up like pylons and stuff and do like a air race circuit.
I'm way too confident. Well, false confidence in the F-18. I would fucking bury that every time.
Yeah.
But that would be
promise.
fun, though. You're allowed
You
up
mean
to
we
2
had a-
crashes.
We had a Top Gun Mav Canyon run
Yeah,
That-
yeah.
that really boosted my confidence in low-level flying.
Somebody took a C-130 through that.
Oh boy. All right.
I think it was either Tholazor or Scar that did.
I only ever flew the 18 through it, and that's when I learned that you can drop GBU-24s upside down in the 18.
Ah.
That sounds dangerous.
I like that kind of control. And I also didn't die. I did it and I didn't die, which is impressive.
Right. I hope our audience liked that awful dogfight segment. I assume, Mika, you were very entertained by the second one, I think, where we both lost situational awareness multiple times.
The second one was entertaining because you both had warmed up, so you were flying a bit better.
Yeah. And we, I don't know how we managed to lose each other. That was pretty impressive. I think we were both gonna... That was interesting.
And,
If you're not right in front of me, I don't see you usually.
Yeah, no, same for me. It's like it's either like I can look behind me and then I'm like, because like I only have mouse look, right? So I can look one way, and then if I roll the airplane, it gets all screwed up, and I have to like move my mouse all the way across my desk, and then it's It is one of the things of all time. Oh boy.
Get us trained up. I don't think I can get any better. I'm already the best.
Yeah, he
that no
beat
one
me
ever
2-0.
was.
The guy who doesn't fly the airplane got beat.
Yeah, crazy, right?
Yeah. That's what I said after I had that dogfight with Sharklet. I'm like, yeah, you beat the guy who doesn't fly the airplane.
I mean, what? We could do Tomcats, like...
Oh my god, that would be even worse. I think we would both rip our wings and that'll be it.
I think I could dust off the part of my brain has the Tomcat flying in it. Maybe.
Or maybe we both take the A's, and then we compress install all four engines between us, and all just fall to our deaths.
So, funny story. The first plane that I learned in DCS was the Tomcat, and I was B, and turns out, for the first few times flying the plane, I was actually flying the A instead of the B, and didn't realize why my engines were exploding.
Yeah,
so my first was the MiG-29, and that was... And I hate doing the flaming cliff stuff because it doesn't have a clickable cockpit at all. But man, like physics-wise, that's a really fun airplane to fly.
Yeah, Thalzar, that's exactly what happened. It was one of the very first nuts ops, which back then we would do an hour and a half of training for an hour and a half scenario beforehand. And we were doing a little bit of formation flying, and I think Ace was right behind me. And I'm just cruising like 35,000, straight lines best I can. All of a sudden, I hear a pop. Right engine stall. On Ace's perspective, he was looking up at me, and you can watch the engine explode. And I was like, oh no. Internet right engine stall, what do we do? He goes, try to air start. I go, you think I know how to do that?
Just dive and just hit your starter again.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It works in the F-16.
I still don't know how to air start the Tomcat.
Fun fact, the first time I flew a mission in the F-16, I somehow fucked up the fuel settings and I had to air start the engine because it drained only from external tanks somehow.
Wow. Impressive.
Huh.
Yeah, so I had to go through my checklist and go, okay, dive, get the RPMs back up, run. And it started. And then I got hit by a SAM because I was at like 9,000 feet.
Yeah, internet's right. I was clicking auto start at that point, so I had no idea where any of the switches were.
Auto start, what's that?
Yes.
It's a thing that I do, like on the rare occasions that I fly the Hornet, where I just push like 3 buttons and the plane does the entire startup sequence for me and all the checklists, so I don't have to use my brain.
Wow, the plane can just turn itself on? That's pretty fancy.
Yeah. The Hornet is basically an airliner, honestly.
It's a spicy airliner.
Yeah.
That doesn't bring passengers, but delivers
Well,
Boom.
if you have a D model, you can bring one passenger.
Don't they
At
have
that
those?
point, you might as well-
Don't they have those tanks that you can cram a person into?
Look, I
If you get the
I didn't like being in that tank, but
if you get the Super Hornet, it can actually take 5 bags, and if you drain them all, that's 5 Freds.
Yeah. Isn't it 6 friends? Because you also got the backseater,
Well, it depends on what model Super Hornet.
the D. Or wait,
The F?
the one with 2 seats. I don't know Hornets.
The F.
yeah, the F or the D. The D is Legacy, and the F is the Super Hornet, or the G. The G has 2 seats, but that's a jammer. Electronic warfare. Gee,
All right.
Bill, your Hornet lets you have 5 bags.
Yeah, 5. That's more than 3.
Yeah.
Okay, we get you ready to start the news.
Oh boy, it's news time.
All right, first story. You saw discount SATAC, so now we're covering the actual SATAC. This one, the schedule is starting to be a little bit of a mess as like matches that are initially scheduled get pushed back and whatnot. So it looks like we've had 300 in this past week, 343rd 2 versus Earth Federated Forces as the first not 2-0 match. I'm pretty sure.
Yay.
So it was 343rd as 1 versus Earth Federation Forces 2. So we're starting to get to the point where the skill level is more evenly matched between teams, and the matches are getting closer and closer, which means that they're more and more exciting to watch. In Sky just won against Sea Vipers 2-0. Nice. I had to close Airshow's stream for the DCS stuff because my computer is not going to be happy with that, and VTube Studio and everything else running. Next up, on yesterday, we had 3 matches. The first one is Phoenix Task Force versus Red Star and Friends. Airshow casted that one. It was another 2-1, so it was another not one-sided match. Then there was Alamo Aggressors versus Garuda Virtual Air Wing, with 2 wins for Garuda versus Alamo's 1. Then 45th JFG Horsemen versus Bushido Fighter Group. Bushido Fighter Group 2 to the Horsemen's 1. And the latest one was In Sky that we mentioned earlier. Next up in DCS news, Flaming Cliffs 3 got an update providing new textures for the F-15C, A-10, Su-27, Su-33, and J-11. And if I'm remembering it right, the MiG-29 did not get any updated textures, but that's because they are holding off on that in anticipation of updating the models and textures from the full Fidelity module.
Which makes sense.
Su-25 did not get external textures, but I think they mentioned internal cockpit textures.
And since they updated the textures, I think I want to learn the Su-33 now.
All hard points.
Yes.
It's a pretty sexy looking bird right there.
It checks all the boxes. I only fly 2-engine aircraft and naval-based preferred.
See, I only like single-engine aircraft. And that's why I don't like the F5.
That's fair. I don't think many people like the F5.
I know one person who insists the F5 is the best in its time period, and I think they are objectively wrong.
I'd rather be in an A4.
I'd rather be in a MiG-21.
Well, with the F5, you can roleplay as the Mexican Air Force, though. So I guess that's kind of cool.
It's just like the F5, man. If you asked me which plane would I rather fly on a daily basis, MiG-21 or F5, sure, I'd pick the F5 because it's not going to kill me. But if you ask me which one I'd want to take into combat, I think MiG-21 by far.
Yeah. F-106 when? Please, I beg.
I mean,
Never.
if you take the MiG-21, when you get to where you're going, you got a nice glass of drink that you can pull out of the radar.
Mm-hmm.
Nite, I don't know what you drink, but I don't consider industrial grade vodka to be a nice drink.
It's one way to get you fucked up, right?
I mean, I guess if I'm a MiG-21 pilot, that's what I want.
Yep.
See, the F-106 actually had an all-aspect armament load, and was sent to Vietnam. They never ended up using it there, unfortunately, because they found out it could dogfight better than the MiG-21 could, which is super cool because the F-106 is really cool. Because Mach 2 was one of the first airplanes to get a Vulcan cannon, and you have the Genie.
That Genie? The Air 2
Yeah, the
Genie?
one, the nuclear one. Yeah.
It'd be such a dumb thing to have in DCS.
Oh my
It
god!
would
Can you
be
fucking imagine
fantastic.
having a nuclear rocket?
I know all the Canadians are begging for the F-104 to get it because their version of it, I think it was the Velvet Glove or something, could carry it, and they're like, the nuclear rocket, please.
Well, it was also really cool with the F-106. Well, where I grew up used to be an F-106 squadron as well, so I always found that really cool.
How late into not prehistoric times were they flying that thing?
At least I think down into the, I want to say late 80s.
80s. Okay.
Yeah,
I
Air
was
National
thinking
Guard
you
got rid
were.
of them in 1988.
I was.
So it is eligible for Flashpoint Levant.
Oh boy. I was thinking you were gonna say that they were like still being flown into the early 2000s or something like that.
NASA kept theirs until 98.
Yeah, but NASA keeps everything that's funky and weird.
Yeah.
NASA's got like one of the last TriStar jets that they still operate. Not necessarily the Lockheed TriStar, but the Tri-engine.
Yeah, they Air National Guard hung on to theirs until they got F-15s.
That's a good trade, I'd say.
Yeah. Well, it was like the F-106 it was very good at going really, really, really fast in a straight line towards a bomber, and it just happens that it could, Delta Wing could do Delta Wing stuff.
Delta Wing.
You carry,
this plane, okay.
Oh, and it had an internal weapons bay to
Weird.
reserve speed.
I remember seeing this
Yeah.
at the museum by me.
It was a genuinely cool airplane. To preserve speed, it had like an internal weapons bay for its missiles. So you had a Vulcan, and then two aim for internal.
I've said this when they said the Phantom was coming, that even though it would be absolutely worthless, I want the AIM-4s just for the funny.
Yeah, you could have you could have two aim for Fs. You couldn't even have sparrows. You had two aim fours, or one genie, or that's it. You can have two aim fours or a genie. It's a 6 mile range.
It sounds like a bucket of bolts, which means it'll be right up my alley.
Oh, and it does Mach 2.3.
2? I'm an F-16 pilot. I can't count that high.
Yeah. Rate of climb was 29,000 feet a minute. and 6 minutes 54 seconds to 52,000 feet. Because you had no drag. Both your genies were, so your genie or both your falcons were carried inside the airplane. Absurd.
All right, and on to our next set of flight sim news. IL-2 Stormvic Great Battles series got a new update. I think this is the first time in a while I've actually heard about IL-2 Stormvic news that wasn't bad news. But they are adding the Spitfire Mark 9C and the IAR 80/88-1, whatever the heck that is. The P-47 is getting a pretty significant flight model adjustment. They said it's going to fly a little less stable now. The Focke-Wulf 190 got a roll rate increase that it desperately did not need. And the P-40, fingers crossed, has received an engine modification, which should hopefully bring it up to accurate engine limits of the Allison engine it uses. If you're not familiar with IL-2 Stormvic, and World War II engines, the Allison engine is the engine that, or the inline engine that the US shoved into just about everything. And it was quite the reliable engine, but in IL-2, if you run it just a little bit too hard, it kind of just explodes.
Suboptimal.
And there's a lot of anger with that, because the historical documents show that people would just run these things at the red line for hours and they'd be fine, versus the Russian planes would not have any limits, but they would just explode catastrophically every 15 hours.
That's what you want.
Yeah, so the devs claim that, well, Russian manuals don't say there's any limits, whereas the US pre-war manual says there's engine limits, means that the engine will explode spontaneously. I might be a little biased on this story.
I like Pratt & Whitney rotary engines. Radials, my bad.
Radials are bae. Radials are the best.
Twin Wasp.
The last news were Twitter news. Oh yeah, the one before this. Yeah.
What happened?
Somebody posted pro-Russian sentiments on their main Twitter channel for IL-2 Stormvic.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
I was expecting something spicier than that, to be honest.
I mean, it's a little spicy, because they're like...
Yeah. I wanted, like, some, like, USDA, grade A prime beef, but,
whatever.
Yeah, well, there's a reason we don't cover VTuber news here.
We try to avoid the controversial stuff, except things that start form arguments are fine.
And then well, we'll see you later today in the news. Our favorite recurring character.
Oh yes, our favorite reoccurring character. I'm excited for that news story. Yeah. Next up is CVW20. A couple things. I don't know if I can't remember if it was last week or the week before, but I'm going to cover a little bit of it anyway. Spaceman threatened to kill the server, and his stipulation was people had to beat the entirety of the CVW20 server in 1 week, otherwise he would shut it down, and they pulled through. I tried to do a little bit. I killed like 8 tanks, and then I just have not had time to play DCS like at all. You said 1 month. I thought you said 1 week. Oh well. So I think somebody pinged me and said you have 1 week to do it. But CVW20 has given us a new update. There is a new server that's supposed to be 1980s US versus Iran. All new server, more powerful AI, and multiple mission tools. And I think it's also on a new map from the looks of it.
Well, it would kind of have to be.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Iran's not exactly close to the Black Sea.
Sorry,
be a
I'm
hell of a
American. I
flight.
don't know geography.
Mika, we're all from America. We need it. I mean, it's DCS map geography. Yeah, you gotta know where your DCS maps are.
Nope.
I mean, yeah. I mean, what Georgia to what? Let's say Bandar. I mean,
I am a simple dog.
Yeah, that's
I know South Korea and North
1400
Korea, and that's it.
miles.
We could just drive there, right?
I mean, yeah, you could actually. It doesn't go over water. You have to drive through all of Iran and hope you don't die. You have to go right past Tehran. But yeah, you could do that.
Just drive my Hornet all the way there. It'll be fine.
Exactly. Yeah. Stalin was from the great state of Georgia. I won't bring that meme up on here. I don't think it's the place, but there is a very good one for that, and I assume probably one of you two have seen it before at least once.
Head empty.
Uh,
Actually, just
fair
full of Joler.
Yeah. Wrong screen. Wrong screen. Do we have Joler on Mika's? No, we don't have Joler on Mika's. Okay.
What's Joler?
It's the spinning fish.
Oh, the spinny fish.
Yeah.
I've got like one of the Twitch emote things, but not the other one, and then none of them show up in OBS. So
So I could never get it to show up at OBS, right? So what I do now is you can just pop out your chat into its own window, and then I just use the Chrome tab for my chat, because then you can see it then just
mine
fine.
works fine in OBS for me. 7TV works. Yeah, okay. All mine.
That sounds like too
Yes.
much work.
7TV is the one to have.
Yeah. 7TV fun. I love 7TV. I mean, there's literally Mika. There's a 7TV emote in Nite's chat dedicated to us.
Yes, there
Oh,
is
really?
actually.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm scared.
No, it's
it's
it's us just sitting around at a campfire.
Yeah, the emote name is like forever long.
Yeah, it's
There's like two dogs sitting around a campfire getting
yeah,
cozy.
pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I've
Let me
seen-
get you
I've-
the exact quote.
I've seen wishy post emotes similar to that, and it's just like, why is this so fucking long? All right, we're gonna move on to the next story while you grab that. So the past week, the U.S. has returned to the moon unmanned, and this is the first time the U.S. has landed on the moon in over 50 years. The mission landed successfully, however, the external camera it dropped to take the photo of the lander on the moon did not function properly. And in the past few years, there's been an exciting number of, I wrote MUN, M-U-N landings. Clearly, I have KSP brain rot. But there's been an exciting number of moon landings by various agencies and companies. I think we are up to... actually, I don't know the count, because it was like 5 or 6 countries have visited the moon, manned or unmanned, and a fair number more than that have landed, but not a ton. There's more and more recently. There's also an update to this that is apparently it fell over.
Oof.
Oh.
So
Well,
this
it's
is
not as bad as the front falling off.
Yeah, so this is the second time this
supposed to stay
year
up?
somebody has landed on the moon and they fell over. Which feels bad, but also I can't help but laugh at it because that's what happens in Kerbal Space Program every time.
Every time, it always falls.
Every
over.
time.
Yeah. Like I always bring extra little thrusters, like RTS thrusters, to tip it back up because I know it's going to fall over.
Part of the difficulty is just that it's hard to have really wide landing legs, and the moon is not a very nice flat surface. And I was not terribly surprised for the Japanese lander not landing quite right, because they were doing a really complicated scheme on like a 10-degree slope to try to land on the side. So it's a big,
They did
difficult.
something complicated? No
yeah,
way.
they did something complicated. Very complicated.
In Japan?
Yeah,
Say so.
the landing legs for it were like on the left side of it, and so it was going to come down, hover, and then just flop over and land. It flopped over too far and it landed on its top. NASA should flatten the moon. Sure, yeah, Axon, but first we gotta land things on the moon to flatten it.
No, we could shoot something at it that would it'd get really hot for a little bit, and then it would be kind of flat.
I don't know how much that would flatten it. It might just make a big hole that's less flat than when you started.
Okay, as if big holes is a bit like. Don't tell me you didn't ever like go to the beach and just dig a giant hole. It's the same thing, just with the moon.
But how does that flatten it out?
That doesn't matter. We're dogs. We dig holes.
Well, it would be like, a really big area that would have a gradual slope. So instead of a bunch of like high sloped areas, you have one like 5-degree slope over like 5 miles. Be great.
I don't think that's how it works.
Think about how many bones or other things we could put into that hole.
Why do I need to put bones in a hole? I just keep them in my cage.
You don't just bury them in the backyard?
No.
Oh.
If I bury them, that means I have to go out and touch grass.
Well, I like grass.
But you're a VTuber, you can't touch grass.
But like grass good.
Nope.
Wish she eats grass for her Twitter.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, but she's also a cow. But we come at least. I think it's acceptable to go touch the grass. Grass
No,
is
not
good.
at all. I refuse.
I
In
touched hay the other day. Does that count?
I think it is. Hay
Yeah,
is
hay is
originally
grass,
a
right?
grass.
Maybe. I had to feed the cows.
Hay is a grass.
Why is a cat feeding the cows?
I don't know. They're always up to mysterious shit.
Why not?
That's weird.
Well, I also fed the other cats that were back there.
Your cats eat hay?
No,
What did you feed them?
cat food.
Oh,
What else? They don't eat corn. I mean, I gave the cows corn too.
why don't they eat corn? Corn's pretty good. I like corn.
Well, not like the uncooked grain. Like I know if you give a cat like a corn cob, they go freaking crazy for it.
What?
You never heard that before?
No, I've never tried that.
Have you never seen
Really?
this man's emotes before?
No.
So when we had a cat here at the house years ago, whenever we'd make corn on the cob, we would always throw the like just the empty cobs onto the floor because she'd sit there and chew on them for a while. Really liked them.
The thing cats have where sometimes they like biting into certain things.
Or in this
Yes.
case, this cat really likes corn.
Maybe.
I remember once I accidentally left a corn salad in the fridge for too long that I made, and when I tried to eat it, not realizing it sat there for too long, it just tasted like moonshine.
Okay, speaking of corn and all these popcorn emotes being put in chat, have you guys ever heard of a snack called corn nuts?
No.
It sounds familiar.
Type it into Google real quick.
Oh god.
All right. Oh. Oh, yes, that. I remember these now. They're good. I like those.
I've never
Yeah,
heard
pretty
of
good.
those.
Really?
Is this something that I'm too not Ohioan to get?
Well, no,
Am I too
I don't know.
northern? I'm too northern for this.
Too northern?
What do you mean? Ohio's like.
Don't say
I was
it.
gonna say,
Don't say it.
there's only a handful of places more north than where I am.
All right. Speaking of things that I think maybe have launched from around the south, I actually don't know whether this launched from California.
All the manned ones are from Florida.
Oh, right. Yeah, because it's got to be from NASA's launch pad. But SpaceX has launched humans on its Crew Dragon capsule for the 9th time this week with the NASA Crew 8 mission. The astronauts went to the ISS. There were no issues that I've heard of. This is the 9th time. Yeah, 9th time they have launched humans into space on the Crew Dragon capsule. Boeing's Starliner is still trying to get working.
Still not considered safe enough for human flights.
Yeah, it's had a host of software and hardware issues. It's very reminiscent of the 737 MAX shit that's been going down.
Well, at least it hasn't killed anyone yet.
That we know of.
That we know, that's true.
Allegedly.
Somebody could have dropped a wrench from the top of the rocket and had it fall on someone, or I don't know. They I think if I remember, if they continue having setbacks, they actually NASA will switch from Boeing to Sierra Nevada's Dream Chaser, just due to Boeing not complying with the contract.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
And that would be ultra based if they switch to Dream Chaser instead of Starliner.
Yeah, they're in. I would say, well, this isn't the old NASA where they need this, because they've got now they've got other options coming up, and another option that exists currently.
Yeah.
So NASA can afford to sit here and scrutinize Boeing until they make their thing as safe as they require.
Well, that's why they also held the third option, was if they keep screwing up enough, we can just switch to somebody else.
Yeah. I wonder if Japan will ever get in on the crewed space capsule stuff, because last week they had that new launch vehicle, and they've been supplying the ISS for a while. I don't think they're doing quite the scale of what the Soyuz or the US various companies do, but they are providing a vital service.
They don't have the ground equipment to put humans into rockets. They just pay SpaceX.
That is true.
They just launch them with NASA because it's easier. You just be like, hey, have our JAXA astronaut. Okay.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll ever try to expand into it, though. It'll be. I'd love to see more countries getting involved with spaceflight and manned spaceflight.
Yeah, it seems that they always kind of decided it's just easier to ship everybody out of Cape Canaveral.
Yeah, Cape Canaveral. For the ISS, at least, the orbit was specifically designed so that launches from Cape Canaveral and Baikonur would get to the ISS, and that makes a lot of other locations not ideal.
Yeah.
It's not like Kerbal Space Program where you can just launch into an equatorial orbit, because it's a very angled one, right?
Yeah.
Trimply skill issue.
Just more boosters.
Yeah, just more thrust, easy.
Literally, just more thrust.
More struts. Always more struts.
Speaking of something that could have used more struts, our next tab on Boeing. So yeah, Boeing did it again. I forget which type of plane this is. What is it? The one that's got all the carbon composites and whatnot on the wings and fuselage, I'm pretty sure is this.
I think that was the 787 that has all the carbon composites.
Yeah, so it's been known that the 787 has delamination issues with its carbon composites, but this is the worst that I've seen. And I'm pretty sure this happened in flight. The video I saw, at the start, it looked a little bad, but then it progressed and just got worse and worse to this point. So I don't think it's a case of the ground crew missed it in a walk around, because where this would have been, it would have been hard to see up close, especially from the ground, because it would have been on the top of the wing, because this is like a leading edge slat that normally is retracted.
Oh yeah, that is literally the underside of the slats.
This is the top side of the slat
Oh wait,
because this is
got
taking.
hungry.
really tough.
It looks like someone took a little bite out of that.
Yeah, you can see the engine nacelle just behind it, and the pylon for the
So-
engine. But yeah, this delaminated pretty heavily, and apparently the person who spotted this took a picture of it when it was in its initial phase, when it was just a couple little bites out of the end of it, and they posted the picture on the aviation subreddit asking if they should inform somebody about this.
Yes.
Everybody on Reddit said, fuck yes, please, for the love of God, do it. They informed a cabin crew member, and the plane made a I don't think it was technically an emergency landing. They landed, but somewhere else, though. They diverted to a near field to get this looked at, and thank God.
Yeah. Certified billing moment right there.
Well, that's just it's just the limitation of composites and stuff is when they start to break, they break.
Yeah, they break quite a lot. Composites are scary because they're unlike metals. We have a lot of data on metals, and metals are very predictable, but composites are very much not. You just you have to use them to learn.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well,
I haven't
then-
seen the Airbus composites delaminating at all.
Yet, just like everything will
Yeah.
degrade over time. With like steels and stuff, there's obvious wear signs you can see. It's easier to detect the bad visually, but with composites it could be, oh, it looks perfectly fine on the top, but on the backside you got a bunch of micro cracks, and then one good tap and the thing is shattered.
So if you're saying if you want to collect a credit from your flight being delayed or canceled and you are flying on a composite built aircraft, you should give some part of the airplane a good tap.
I guess. Another issue with composites is they're hard to repair if they are messed up.
Yeah, the big issue with the composites is that, like, if you get an aluminum part that has an aluminum part will have micro cracks, and it can fail in that way, but you don't tend to see it because what happens with composites is that their inner side are typically very susceptible to corrosion degradation from environment. So if they get micro cracks in the outer surface, you suddenly get rapid degradation of the inside where you definitely can't see it. Versus like an aluminum part, it doesn't really matter that much. And then you'll get some visible signs of corrosion on aluminum or steel parts.
Well, also big with aluminum is it will get its oxidation layers back even if there is cracks, so it won't continue to break more in some cases.
Yeah, aluminum is such a fancy metal. My God. T6. Oh, I forged this bar and then I set it down and it gets stronger over time. What is this bullshit? What is this bullshit? This is stupid. Why does it do this?
I always thought work hardening materials were fascinating. Just we beat it harder and it gets harder. It's great.
Yeah, work hardening makes sense, but just you set it down and it gets harder. It just sits there, ages, grows harder, stronger. It's insane. It's crazy. And there's all sorts of stuff with like microstructure growth and alignment of the grain of the microstructures that over time those just grow in aluminum parts, and it's fascinating stuff. It's insane.
Oh, you want to see something fascinating? If you take some aluminum and drill like a little hole in it, or not all the way through, just like a little nice little divot to shine it up, and you put some liquid mercury in it,
I just keep that around.
Yeah.
It'll oxidize in such a way that it makes this amalgam where it'll make a tower of stringy bullshit, and it looks amazing. There's videos of it on YouTube. Probably just type something in like mercury plus aluminum amalgam will come up with it.
Is there one that'll like eat aluminum or something?
Probably.
All right.
There's something that eats everything.
Yeah, there's
I don't
a
know
lot of things that
much
eat
about-
things.
Metal. I know. I know a little bit about carbon repairs, which, at least from the racing industry side, there are two methods. When your carbon stuff breaks, there's the sports car and open wheel version, which is you take the whole part off of clips and then put a new one on, or the NASCAR method of fixing stuff, which is where you literally just take flex tape and slap it on until it stays in place.
Just
That
drifter
just reminds
stitch
me
it.
of that just reminds me of the videos of the NASCAR crews going out with their big dead blows, beating the fucking,
hammers,
just
beating the
beating the
metal
frame back
in.
together again.
Yeah.
Joe, I'll have to send you the pictures sometime, but that drifter stitching and other brand equivalent of flex tape is how I fixed a cover on my truck.
So, yeah, the team that I used to work with had an unlimited supply of flex tape because we were sponsored by flex tape. So it didn't matter what the problem was. We just always solved it with flex tape. Especially after we went to composite bodies, because you can't beat the composite, you can't fix them with hammers, so you have to use like some form of tape. And depending on who your sponsors were, you either had flex tape or you had like Gorilla Tape or something called Bear Bond. And those were it depended on like who your sponsors were, but that would determine which tape you had to fix stuff with.
Whoever has the best sponsor wins.
But yeah, honestly, it was flex tape. That like that shit works exactly how it does in the commercials. That is some of the stickiest stuff I have ever worked with in the entirety of my existence. The flex tape is just incredible.
Should get that flex putty or whatever a spin.
Oh my god. Well, honestly, like I've used like all their products. Like they legit like just work. Like you have to hold it there for a second if it's underwater. But I've like had like leaks that I've fixed with flex tape.
You sawed that boat in half?
Not a boat, it was a pipe, but yeah. I fixed a toilet with flex tape once.
Oh my! Have you seen the commercial for their? I think it was their putty.
Yeah.
And just Phil Swift just squirt like the lighthouse is falling over. He just squirts a bead of that stuff in there and puts it back on.
Yeah.
I swear, I think he can fight God.
I think he can. He is exactly how he is in the commercials in person. Like,
Wait, have you met him?
yes.
No way.
Yeah. Well, he
Prove
would
it.
just go, because he sponsored he would just go to the races because he sponsored them. I mean, like, all right, dude, that guy. Dude, so there was a PR guy, right, that we had around whose job was to keep like track of all this, make sure the sponsor VIPs. We kept track of them, and they didn't run off to do anything stupid. Now, normally that works just fine until your sponsor is Phil Swift, and you cannot keep up with Phil Swift. Like literally nobody can, and you just run off to go do whatever, and like the guy had to go chase him down and find him like every 20 minutes because he would just lose Phil. Like he would just disappear. And you just find him in some whack out like other area of the garage where he's not supposed to be at all. But he just gets in there because he's Phil Swift. Nobody questions it.
Old coach of mine was the same way. We'd make jokes that he could just crawl into the walls and crawl back out wherever else he wanted to be.
Yeah.
One second he's there, turn around, he's gone.
Like, I mean, if you're a security guy working like the garage area, and Phil Swift comes up to you, are you gonna stop him? No. I mean, if he looks like he's supposed to be there because he's Phil Swift and he's made of money and completely insane, yeah, that's how Phil Swift goes. He just
Just flex tape him in place.
he is. Well, we've heard that he's the one material that flex tape can't stick to.
He's its kryptonite.
He's kryptonite of flex tape. He's like the flex bender or whatever. He just. Oh my god, Phil was something else. I don't really know how to explain like I mean, he's literally how he is in commercials. Infinite energy, all the time, 24/7. You look away for 2 seconds and he's gone. Probably taping like 2 random objects together.
Going around sawing people's boats in halves just because.
Yeah. You got to keep him away from the Bass Pro Shops exhibit in the Bass Pro Shops sponsor areas because he'll just sell the whole damn thing in half.
I'm surprised he hasn't just like molded like the flex putty into a boat.
Yeah,
Just 100% it.
Don't give him any ideas. I remember, gosh, I think he, we would joke that like he should just saw like the competitors' cars in half and then like hold them hostage with like a flex tape.
I sliced this engine block
Engine
in
block.
half.
What's the maximum working temperature of flex tape? Will that work?
Good question.
I mean,
I'd bet probably
it
like
would get-
60C, maybe 80C.
I don't know, because we those engine covers would get pretty hot. I mean,
You know how hot 60 and 80C is?
yeah, no, I'm aware it's almost a boiling, but like it's
That's like probably 150 Fahrenheit.
that can take a lot. They can take a lot of abuse. The flex tape, the tape at least can. I'm not so sure about the steel, but the tape could take a lot of abuse.
Oh, okay. Quick other tangent on temperatures. My God, being in the U.S. and having a bunch of engineers work in Celsius for temperature, especially management people, is so dumb because they're like, "Oh my God, your part, when in an 80 degrees Celsius environment, exceeds the touch temp requirements of like 60 Celsius." It's like, well, no shit, Sherlock. It's nearly fucking boiling. Oh, okay. Well, it can't exceed 60 Celsius. Okay, so if we put it in a 60 Celsius environment, it also exceeds that. Well, nobody's fucking touching this when it's 60 Celsius. They're gonna burn their hands anyway.
200F? Yo, you could boil that shit.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Not quite. 212 is boiling.
almost.
It depends at what altitude you're at.
Standard temperature pressure. Come on.
Dude, legit, like the Flex Seal shit works. It just works, especially the tape. It's like that has bailed me out so many times of like plumbing issues and things like that around the house. It just works.
I do know that whole conversion and everything like that. It on the user end, I guess you could say, of the engineering, always is a fun time, especially when we get prints and stuff from overseas companies that'll also be in different languages and converting things, and then files getting screwed up from our engineers trying to re-engineer a part because it didn't work right or whatever. And
So there
I
was-
love it.
My favorite is when people buy the wrong tools for the vehicle they're working with. There was a team that had all Imperial tools. They ordered a GT3 car. Every bolt was metric.
Yeah.
Everything was metric.
Yeah.
So every single thing they had in their... I mean, I guess you could kind of force some of it. But for the most part, everything they had, they couldn't use to fix the car.
This is close enough. Just go
'Cause he's...
go easy on the Ugga Dugga so we don't strip this out.
Yeah, we don't break the $550,000 race car. Well, that's the thing. These are sold as like turnkey cars, right? So you are sent. So let's say you buy from Mercedes a GT3 or GT4 car. You're given a chassis, the chassis, the motor, your first engine, a spares kit, and the body panels. You just put the body panels on, ready to go for the most part. And sometimes they sell them as just straight up turnkey cars, as if it came from a dealership. So like, it's not like you're building the car and would realize early on that you have a problem. It's not until after the car
I mean, you should have probably just known that if you're buying a European or Asian racing car, you'd have to work with metric stuff. But you know,
If you're gonna buy it, like, aren't you gonna, like, I don't know, read the fucking manual for a second?
Read the
You would
manual.
think. You would
Are
think.
you all right? Who reads the manual?
Well, the drivers do at least, but the nobody else does. But normally, at least at every big race, you would have so each manufacturer would bring in what's known as a support hauler or support truck, and what they would do is their job was literally to be a parts and service counter for all these customer race cars. So you would have, but they only accept credit cards and cash, rather than bank stuff. And what happens is you literally will have, okay, let's say driver A is an amateur driver. He owns the team because he's rich, and that's how it works. He crashes the car, needs $4,500 worth of parts. The guy literally comes back. He tells you the parts that the team needs. You grab the parts for him. You literally take this, like, oh my gosh, he's like metal and like, I think one of them was literally made of stone credit cards, put them up to your square, and then they can take the parts. We don't do, like, they didn't do bank stuff because sometimes, like, a team owner would get the parts and then just skip town, and you couldn't go get the money from them. So that's why they took the credit thing, so there's no fight over it. No trying to hunt down the money later. Although you can always prepay for your spare parts as well. It'd be on
Put it on the credit
spare
card.
parts, but yeah, you can literally have a spare parts plan as well, which assumes that you will crash, and like we'll have, like,
Oh,
the
that's
most
good.
likely parts. Yeah, so it's pretty interesting, and a lot of times some of the cars you'll have a mandatory spare parts pre-purchase. For example, if I remember right, some of the cars, at least in the GT3 side, was about $150,000 in prepaid spares, or rather mandatory spare parts, which is always interesting.
But what if I don't need those spare parts?
Well, that sucks. You got to pay for them anyway.
Can I just sell them to another team?
No, actually.
Oh,
So it's literally like a credit to the spare parts.
well, could I go, I need this spare part, and then just get it and sell it to another team?
I mean, I guess you could, but the other team that would have that would need the same spare parts already has the credit as well.
Boo.
Because it's a part of buying a car. Some manufacturers do that, some don't. A lot of them, like the bigger ones that have a lot of cars out there, don't, because it's like a scale thing for them. There's no point in them doing it because they'll always have 3 or 4 parts trucks ready to go. And they know that they have a scale where people will always need spare parts. But like if you're like a lot of the teams that were just starting out with new cars, and didn't have a lot of customers to begin with, usually had the mandatory spare parts purchase. So they had that reoccurring business through the rest of the season. The weird thing, but it is what it is.
Just sounds like a very expensive subscription service for your car.
That is exactly what it is, and that's what it's designed to be, because these people have just so much cash laying around that they don't care.
The dream.
The dream.
And it depends. Sometimes the amateur drivers own the team, and sometimes they pay to be a part of the team. So they'll have categories where you're mandated to have at least one amateur driver and a pro driver on the same team, because they swap drivers mid-race. And it was like a minimum amount of time that the amateur has to drive for. And so if you are one that owns the team, it doesn't really matter, because you just, own the team. But if you're one of the ones that pays to be a part of the team, like pays for a season to drive the car, they normally have to pay for crash damage as well. So it's like, but then there's also usually insurance taken out on the cars and things like that too. And there's like layers upon layers in like I don't even know. I don't know if they call it like a house of cards, really, or if it's just like a money circle. It's just a really weird structure, but it works.
All right, and speaking of weird things, are we ready to move on to our questions for Nite?
Absolutely.
Oh boy.
I think you can take the highlighted ones, Mika.
Oh boy, all right. First question for you, Nite. Is it hard to operate plane controls with cat paws?
I mean, you've seen my flying today. I think it goes pretty well.
We've seen that cat paws seem to be superior to dog paws.
Yes.
Well, don't we have hands, not paws? Like you can see from the reactive.
I can't see
Clearly.
Nite's hands.
What do you mean?
That is.
Oh,
You're-
I'm
Knight's
blind.
literally
information.
doing the heart thing.
I'm in studio mode, so I can't see.
Oh,
It was like Nite is like a centimeter high on my screen.
so you're saying that like Knight can switch to whichever Fuji reactive Knight wants, and you would have no idea what he did.
Yeah.
I said from the beginning I'm gonna change it randomly
yeah, he said he
throughout
was gonna
this.
do that.
I just so happened to be doing the heart hand one when you said that.
Oh yeah.
You can literally see my hands.
Hex wants you to give a Moe Moe Kyun.
B?
Yeah,
When did I say I would do that, huh?
it's a routine. We sold it, so we gotta give it.
We sold it? Oh, fuck. Okay. Give me 1 second. Moi, moi, cute.
Good job, good job.
Very, very cool.
You asked for it, Hex. That is some cringe.
Come on, we're
God,
VTubers. We are
dying.
cringe.
I was born in the cringe. Molded by it.
You merely adopted it.
I was trying to mute myself, but every time I cough, my hand would move a bit. And it would move my mouse away from the mute thing on
Uh-oh.
Discord, so I couldn't click it.
Oh, imagine not just having
Oh, I
a
do,
quick
but
tap on my mic.
I was just too stupid to reach across to my keyboard and hit the mute key.
No, I just got a physical cutoff on.
I do, but I have to like
Keep
feel
up-
for it on my headset.
I used to use a numpad button as a panic mute, but unfortunately, being the slash on the numpad meant that it was also the toggle for the drift cutout switch in the F16. This is
See, I
slightly important
made
for landing.
my momentary pause if I need it on my keyboard to be the pause break key.
Gotta.
I feel like pause break in some of my flight sims would cause a lot of havoc.
Yeah. So I have the G keys on my keyboard. So I just have G2 as my mute, G1 as my deafened.
I just have to use my stream deck. But I have to hit 2 buttons to panic mute if I'm on a Discord
that's
call.
not very good if you're, panicking.
I mean, I can mute it so that nobody on stream hears me, but then you all have to hear me blow my nose.
Ah,
As I say, I have like if I'm like FPS gaming and I need to deafen quick, since I have a piss load of buttons on my mouse, it is Alt, which it's Alt, which technically plus numpad plus and minus. It would be for mute and deafen respectively.
gaming.
Speaking of getting muted, Joe, you want to ask the next question?
Have you ever meowed on guard since you're a cat?
On guard?
Yeah, guard frequency.
I usually don't talk on the radios, so no. Have I accidentally meowed in stream? Yes. I know what they're referring to. They're talking so all the clips of when the U.S. aircraft get intercepted by way off in faraway lands, they'll get meowed at.
Yeah. Oh, we do that on the civilian side too. Actually, people will just do that randomly on the guard frequency. They'll just key up and just meow into it and see if anybody hears them. That's a regular thing.
Accident,
Oh,
yes,
God.
internet, accidentally. Do you not remember when we were playing Helldivers the other day with Ari? She goes, "Did you just meow?" I was like, no. I didn't have a response.
Rose embraced the cat girl.
Probably.
Embrace being the pink cat.
Yeah.
All right, Nite.
Yeah.
Next up, why do you feel the need to be so rude to us F-16 pilots?
We've been over this. It is spiritually, contractually, and everything else as an F-18 pilot to make fun of F-16 pilots.
But I never make fun of the 18 pilots.
Well, you should.
That's mean.
I don't mean it in the literal sense of anything. Just, it's fun to poke fun at the others.
I just find it funny because a lot of F-18 pilots will be like, oh my god, you know, here's all these problems with the F-16. How do you like that? And I'm like, yeah, it's got a bunch of flaws. I love the flaws. It makes it a little more fun to fly.
It's the same with the F-18 though. There's some things it can't do that the 16 can.
It's more fun to fly something that's got like flaws and quirks. Because like if they add the F-35, it would be the most boring thing to fly, I think.
Yeah, I mean, after you get over the initial coolness of it, yeah, it'd probably get pretty. Well, we just fly out and nothing shoots at us because it can't see us, and we shoot it and we go home.
Versus like if you were flying an F-22, you'd probably just ditch all of your radar munitions and YOLO bonsai in at things to dogfight with your stupid thrust vectoring, and it'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
And Philosor, I had a professor who went to that's from Georgia, and somebody made the mistake of saying roll tide in her classroom once. She just should have failed him on the next assignment. Yeah. Bad mistake. That's why I never mentioned college football ever at any point. All right.
Next one is yours, Joe. The highlighting is off.
Okay.
I'm fixing it.
Oh no. Now how will I ever know what questions I have?
I'm fixing it. I'm fixing it.
All right.
Don't worry.
So how did you get started with flight simulators? And what was your first flight simulator?
That's okay, so we'll answer the started with first. I've always had an interest in planes, and basically when I played GTA 5, all I would do was just drive to the airport, jump in a plane, and fly around the map for 8 hours a day, and then sleep, rinse, and repeat. But I think the first technical flight simulator I've ever played was whatever I could get a hold of on my iPod Touch. But if you want to
iPod
say like
Touch. Jesus Christ.
real deal flight sim would be DCS, I guess, unless you want to count War Thunder.
We count War Thunder in this household.
Sorry, Gaiju doesn't pay us enough to count them.
Okay. Well,
No. I have a command for this. Actually, I don't know if that link still
respect
works.
Ligma's opinions that War Thunder sim battles in this flight simulator. So
so then what was the first part of that question again?
How did you get started with flight sims?
What? Read the whole question again?
how did you get started with flight sims? Or
that-
or what was your first flight simulator?
Okay, yeah. So those were the first ones, and then if you would count DCS, how that started was basically I see Top Gun Maverick and wanted to fly the Tomcat,
Of course.
and I had bought it for being internet. I already had the flight sticks from I already had a dual stick set up for Star Citizen, and all I needed at that point was just to buy a throttle and pedals, and then I bought a Toby 5, and then they all sat for like 3 months because I was like, I'm too scared to start DCS now. And then I started to stream, bumped into Axon and mentioned that being internet wanted to fly Tomcat, and Axon goes, well, hey, I have a server and we can get you all set up for all that. And I said, why not? Let's do it. And then I guess here we are.
Interesting.
In fact, there is a VOD laying around of like the first time that I really tried to fly the Tomcat. If that would be something anyone would like to see.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
Everyone's first time flying a plane is typically rough. So speaking of,
If I
Oh,
killed
go ahead.
Axon, oh no.
All right. Speaking of VODs, why did you become a streamer?
Why did I become okay? So no one's gonna like this. No one's gonna like this story because it's so bad. So, to actually help with this, you've seen it at the beginning of the stream, what I was using, but so Riri, who birthed this character, was a little short on cash from playing Genshin Impact.
As it goes.
So I said, here, she goes, I'm just having a chibi slot open, $50, and I'll make you something. And I go, okay. So I go, here, I'll do that. So she drew this, and then I was like, well, hey, I have something I could put on the stream now. And at that same time, I had just upgraded my GPU from a 3060 to a 4070 Ti. And I was like, you know what? Why not hit the go live button and see what happens? And well, that all kind of rolled downhill to where we are today.
So why pink? Well, what led to you being the pink cat?
So sitting in general chat VC and Ari's Discord for the longest time, some guy in there was pushing this pick crew thing, saying they wanted us to make characters. So I sat there for 20 minutes one day and I made one, and from that turned into where we are now. Like I said, with all the first big one was this.
Well, forgot it's like a 30-second delay before I can see.
Oh yeah.
Ah, there we go.
Well, you could just pull up Boogie Tech so you can see what he has
Oh yeah,
up
I
at every
could
given
just do
time.
that. That would actually make sense. All right, there we are.
Yeah.
Piki, you mean the thing that I already had open and just wasn't looking at because I forgot I had it open?
Yeah.
They accidentally sent myself to the Squibby at the beginning of the stream.
I thought that was on purpose.
No, that was an accident. I'm not supposed. The Squibby is just too distracting.
I was hoping you were gonna keep the Squibby up for the entire stream.
Fine. You know what? Fine. We'll go back to Squibby. There you go.
Oh my god, it moves so much out of the corner of my eye.
Yes, we like it. Yes. Perfect.
My true form. You might need to make it a bit smaller though.
No. It
Nope.
stays the
I like, you
size.
see like a little bit of the tail just like poking out of the like behind
Is
the
not
fucking
intentionally
table.
set that much shorter for realism? Okay, internet.
No, sorry. We actually, the stool that we have our guests sit on is really short. Because otherwise the guest's head would block the screen behind them.
Then we have okay, so we've established the first cat, sorry, the chibi form and the second cat form I think we're on to now. What
Yes.
happened after that?
After this one, this one was actually a double header. It was the same pose, but a different outfit. Because when I made the pick crew stuff, I actually had done 3 or 4 outfits with the same head.
Ah,
Mm.
the warm variant, you know, like if the climate doesn't work for the regular outfit, you got the hoodie.
Well, you know where I'm from, right?
Oh yeah, fair enough.
It gets cold up here.
No, it's not that cold.
It's not that cold? Okay. Sure. As I'm here
north.
hugging my electric heater.
Come
Well,
north.
I mean, Mika's from like the frozen tundras, but I can just go outside right now. It's like 70 degrees.
Man, yeah, yesterday temperature threw us for a loop. Like, what is it? What's it right now? Like Friday, I get out of work and it's like 14 Celsius, and we're like, oh, Jesus Christ, why is it so warm? And then yesterday morning, I wake up and it's -9 Celsius. So just what the fuck is the temperature range we're dealing with? And today it's 6 again.
I just realized I should probably convert that over to Celsius form. It is currently 21 Celsius outside for your various other countries that are not America or Liberia.
Feels like 37 here, and in not moon landing units, that is 3.
Yeah, we're actually at 45 freedom units right now.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
45, but with the wind here, it feels like a 37.
It's 70
yeah.
freedom units here in lovely coastal Florida.
I'd be dying.
Dog melt.
That's actually untrue, Hex. It was half and half.
Okay, so seemingly we are back to the heart one with the hard hands.
Yes, I'm going
Very nice.
chronologically here. So we're
Ah.
this was the second batch, number 1 of art from
Uh-huh.
the art man himself.
Ah.
A crowd favorite is the next one, and I knew it would be a crowd favorite. Everybody likes this one. I wonder why. Sadly, with the reactives, it's not going to be the whole thing, but
Oh.
everyone will know what it is when they see it.
Oh, the content.
Why is everyone so mean to me?
Don't be mean to the pink cat. He's so cute.
No, it's a. You ever seen that meme before? Where it's just, why is everyone so
Yes.
mean to me? And it's just a big butt.
Yeah, it's just but oh, boy.
So yeah, then it was this one was number 2 of 3, and then the last one was so ancient lore me in the dark ages of the VR chat days. I would run around as a Shimakaze, so I had to get a Shimakaze outfit as well.
Shimakaze is my favorite.
Yes.
But your
Yeah, I
Fuki
don't
has
know your
the
fancy
best part cut
Japanese
off.
words.
What, the belly? Everyone
Yeah.
loves the belly. That's why I'm
Oh,
a
but you're
naval
also-
aviator, didn't you know?
You're also missing like half your arm.
Yeah,
Your
that's
arm is
fine.
gone.
It'll grow back. Don't worry about it.
Oh, so it's kind of like one of those like lizards or axolotls or whatever.
It's a lizard cat, yeah.
Ah, fair enough. Bro,
And then-
everybody in Ohio's got those superpowers or whatever.
Yeah, we're that Skibbity Ohio Riz or something.
Yeah, somebody mentioned yeah in the chat, and I'm like, oh, we're going there. We're going Gen Alpha mode, iPad kid power.
Oh no, the Shy Maid!
Yes, and then this one. This is everyone's new favorite.
I can see why. Celebrate.
Well, hang on to this one for a while because I don't really have any more to share.
Fair enough.
I don't know what that means, celebrant, so I am not saying it.
Hit the gritty? I don't know how you're gonna see me do that.
Yeah, I think you need a 3D model for that. Unless you have like some ridiculous live 2D rigging where you have a hit the gritty toggle.
I don't think you can
Oh,
rig
right, no,
live
X
2D
sounds
to
right.
do
X sounds
that.
right. I don't know how I forget the pilot, but that's kind of just default skin anymore.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like that's kind of like, important.
Should I share the evolution of this one because this Aoshi couldn't get very. He didn't get the look he wanted right away. Yes, the meme art.
Oh no.
Because I never even asked for revisions because I just liked it from the start, and he just kept giving more and more and more. Oh, where did I put it, Axon? Do you have it quick?
Yeah, and then there's the other meme art that the both of us share, but we'll save that one for later.
Actually, I should put that
Huh.
one up. Oh, good. It opened in the correct browser window. I only have like 8 browser windows open right now. I have to hope that
Only
it
8?
comes in the right one.
Have you ever seen what my Chrome tabs look like?
That's not tabs, windows.
Oh, Windows, yeah.
Because I've got this window up for capturing the Google slide, but then I have on the other one all of our notes for the show. And then I've got like 3 others open with various shit.
So this is my Chrome tabs on like I don't have very many Chrome tabs open day.
Google Chrome says it has 53 tabs open.
Whoa. Okay, yeah, you've got me beat by a lot.
Is Nite grabbing that art, or should we ask the next question?
You can ask me this question. I would be looking for a minute.
All right. But if you see on screen, you can see the promotional art for today's dogfight.
Today's showdown.
Yeah, the very lopsided one. I only know how to turn
You know,
in one circle.
we're actually just gonna become like a wrestling show where we promo our show and we're like, this week on Fuan Boku in the Morning, we have the Devastator versus HOD, and they're like stupidly fixed matches, but they just look spectacular.
Yeah.
That would
Except I
actually
don't
take
think
way
most
too
of us
much
have the
effort.
skills to
Uh-oh.
do that. Airshow definitely has a skill for it, but
Well, we've already failed that spectacular part.
yeah.
No, you can make it more spectacular as long as you rig the fight and you choreograph it.
Both of you to assume that I could follow any choreography at all in DCS.
Just count the turns and call them. Easy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Once you throw vertical stuff in there, my brain's gone. Not that there was any to begin with.
Oh god, this image.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Copy
The-
image, not image address. There we go.
Axon himself, the true content creator of my stream, always comes up with some bangers.
The brains behind the operation.
Hey, Axon, Axon, how much do you want to be a manager for my stream?
I got a man. I love my manager. He doesn't like being my manager, but I like having him.
I can honestly say that I would not be where I am today without his help and internet's help for sure.
Yeah.
Like they do everything. I'm just here.
Like when it comes to like art negotiations, my manager just does all of it for me because he knows all the artists, so I don't have to do anything. He just does his thing. I just make him do the thing, and then I antagonize him by reminding him that he's my manager. Centipede, if you're out there in the audience today, hi. But yeah, I like that meme. There is upgrades. And it matches the aspect ratio of the window thing. Kind of.
Yes, I guess
Yeah,
it does.
pasted
Yeah.
exactly in our Google slide.
Yeah.
I think I like the middle one the most, but that should be a pretty obvious reason why.
Oh, and then there's the last caption is
What is it? You're gonna say it?
No.
But I'll read it if you're scared.
I'm not afraid. Oh wait, we forgot we have this other art too. You have the Valentine's reactive. Yeah.
Can't read the sound
Yes.
caption. Blame Nite.
Very nice. I like that. I like that you have the nifty flower on the box of chocolates. It is very good. It is very nice.
Yeah, yes.
Yes.
But it goes Nite, the cooler Nite, and can't stand up because he learned what they do in the Navy. Nite.
Ah. Well, hopefully you can stand up soon. I mean, you're leaned over a little bit in that picture. You look mostly fine.
Yeah. Slander.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Wait a minute. How would the Navy thing even apply? You're a cat girl, not a cat boy.
What does that have to do with anything?
Never mind.
Oh no. All right, moving on. You want to ask the next question?
Yeah, sure. What are your goals as a content creator or otherwise? That bombshell.
How do we bounce back from that? Goals as a content creator. I didn't really show up with a goal.
It can be anything. Like, it could be a small goal you hope for tomorrow, or like your next stream, or it could be your fantastic dreams of joining a Hollow Live, or it doesn't
I wouldn't be
matter the
cut up for that
scale.
bullshit. No, so what I mean by that is, when I clicked the go live button, there wasn't an end point. I clicked the go live button fully expecting that in 2 to 3 months I would lose interest, and that was it. Packed it in, called it a good old try. And here we are, approaching, oh god, a year.
Almost, yeah, at least a year, yeah.
And well, I ended up where I am, so I usually just, I guess the little micro goals I said is the next 100. When are we gonna hit the next 100?
I mean, like, are you having fun?
Of course I'm having fun.
I think that's like the most important goal out of all of them, probably. You're being interviewed by a squibby dog in a beautiful live 2D model. Yeah, I can't imagine this is where you wanted to wind up, but This is cool.
This isn't
I mean,
quite rock bottom, but it's pretty close.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I've made a lot of friends like you guys.
Aw, thank you. I am not
Don't-
joining
Spaceman-
Niji Sanji.
Don't wish that on anybody.
Bro, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
But think about all of the press you could get just by being in Niji Sanji.
Yeah, and then un-Niji Sanjiing if
Yeah,
in like a week.
You'd be
Maybe
so
like
popular.
speed run being dismissed out of Niji Sanji.
I don't think you understand a new meme that's been being passed around.
Yeah.
From Freeren and what a certain scene, and they say you should go join Niji Sanji.
Oh no.
Oh shit,
That is why, Spaceman, you say that's a little
Yeah.
yikers.
Considering what some of the Niji Sanji members came pretty close to, that's that's a little less than ideal.
Oh boy.
But I guess
Hey,
short-term goal would be to hit 1,000, which is
Yeah,
getting ever so closer.
that's a cool number.
Night partner push one.
Get the check mark.
See you in 10 years, maybe.
Also, how many followers for you to get a cute live 2D model?
What I'm not me and being shy.
I know a person. They're open and their prices are pretty good right now.
I've always said this. It's not a money. It would never get in the way of what I would want. It's never been a price thing. It has always been a, does their art style meet the cuteness I'm looking for, and can they draw a gun?
Oh yeah. That's honestly that's
I
like
don't-
an impossible combination of requirements.
The cow.
Yeah, the cow. There's so few people who are like able to draw guns and willing to even try a lot of the time.
And oh yeah, but I think that she's kind of the only one that can do it.
There's a handful, and I've thought about it a lot.
Yeah.
I just
Someday.
not willing to pull the trigger yet.
Yeah. That's
We'll
fair.
get you there one day.
The manager man pushed me pretty fast towards grab live 2D, so we'll see how that goes in the next few months. Maybe someday he'll be interviewed by an actual moving other dog instead of a Squibby that just looks like he's nodding aggressively at the guest 24/7.
I still find it so weird that people PNG tube, because like I just grabbed a random ass model and I started with that. And
Well, somebody made
I
the
never had a
PNG.
PNG.
And it was like, it made sense because it was a really low cost option for just seeing if I like it and if I should keep going with it while I get to build my own thing. So I wasn't really like bothered by it. Plus, you know, it's easy.
Well-
It doesn't really have very many requirements on the computer.
Yeah,
Well,
it's very
I-
easy on your computer.
Well, not only that, but in my case, there was never the intent to do it that way. It just kind of
Yeah.
happened.
It kind of just happened also in my case too, and this is just where we are.
I never really intended to do it this way, which is why I bought like a cheap model off of Booth and was like, yeah, if I'm gonna jokingly be a VTuber for a bit, I might as well go all in.
Yeah.
And then now I have my own model.
Yeah. Here we go. This is just how it starts, and then it all goes downhill from there. It's there's no recovering from this, is there?
No recovery.
Oh god, Spaceman is sending me videos about how his Twitch analytics are screwed, and somebody's using the censor bars like they're not allowed to anymore.
Oh. So the
Huh?
where were we again? Oh right. Okay, I forgot. Yeah, we have this thing that reminds
Say-
us what place we are in the questions.
Yeah.
If you're curious, right there is the first.
Let's see here. Oh, okay.
The first or the second or the third?
You got the what are the white girl Starbucks drinks? I got one of those this morning.
And you've got the flesh tooth,
Yeah,
It appears every now and again.
the Cinderace flesh tooth.
yeah. Just
Because drawing a line and making it white, I don't know why we don't do that.
I don't know.
It's a tradition at this point.
Which yeah, and then there was the ref sheet. Is very nice.
A rep sheet. Oh
Yeah,
shoot!
this
This
is the most
opened in the
recent
wrong.
one.
That opened in the wrong tab.
Ah,
It opened directly onto stream. Oh no!
Good. Massive.
What do you want us to just make in the background? No, I kind of like this aircraft carrier. That's where we teleported to this week.
Yeah, I wanted something with F-18s, and also because it's a Navy photo, it means it's like free for use.
Yeah. So, did we ever establish if there's like a crew that moves all the stuff for us, or if we just like manifest in these locations with the table?
We're doing this very guerrilla style, so we just show up without permission and we start filming until someone tells us to get out.
Oh, okay. And nobody's told us to get out because I guess they just are so confused or so entertained by it they would never ask for us to leave.
And we don't
Also,
actually have.
Chet,
What?
don't let him lie to you. This isn't a table; it's a cardboard cutout.
Hey,
It's-
our table's
hey,
real.
I was gonna say this actually isn't a table. It's just a stream overlay, and we're just sitting on like folding chairs here. If we ever set something down on the table, there's another table that's hidden under the overlay. It's just like a cheap folding table.
Don't make me go find a cheap folding table asset.
We should do cheap folding tables.
Oh, you know those ones where it's like the plastic ones and they're always like gray and they have the folding legs?
Yeah.
Oh wait, like a long white table.
Yeah. Like once you find,
There
like
you go.
everybody has at least one
Yeah.
in their house.
Yeah, and those are also used as a purchasing size at most like gun shows or raffles are similar.
Yeah. And then like and then like every convention, every single booth is made out of those tables.
Yep.
Doesn't matter what industry the convention's for.
Yep.
And then they always have those same, like everybody has like those folding chairs that are like extremely uncomfortable.
That
I'll
break if
commission
you
an artist
unfold
to
them
draw
too
us
hard.
an acid of that.
Yeah. Unless you have the metal ones. I've never broken one of the metal ones. I've only ever broken the plastic ones. But if you're really cool, if you like put it onto the ground the right way, it unfolds as you put it down, and you're like, "Wow, that was."
Oh
so
yeah, like you
smooth."
flip it.
Yeah.
How many folding chairs can you carry at once?
Usually, I can go for at least 6.
True, 6?
Jesus.
Wow.
Damn. Strong
I have like
dog
freakishly
here.
long arms, so that's why.
Oh, I got little baby T-Rex arms. That ain't gonna work.
Okay. But the freakishly long arms is very good for that. I can carry 6 folding chairs.
You know what
So yeah.
else freakishly large arms are good for?
But
Cuddling with your favorite airplane. Which Nite? Which one is yours?
Favorite airplane?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can do one per era if you can't decide.
or you can be the
All right.
first guest to actually pick just one.
Yeah.
I don't need to do the era thing. I love the YF-23. It is probably my favorite plane, but we all know what happened to it, and you don't see it at a lot of places. So if you're gonna say like, well, what's your favorite plane to fly in DCS? Probably be the F-18.
There
And
doesn't have to be logic behind what's your favorite plane. It's just your favorite.
well, I guess
You can pick anything you want at all.
Yeah.
the
if I'm-
YF-23.
Yeah, that's a valid choice.
I've been waiting for someone to say the X-Wing, man.
Well, that's not a plane. That's a spaceship.
I mean, it flies in the air. It's a plane.
But does it fly off the lift of wings?
Well, helicopters fly in the air. Are those airplanes, Mika?
Yes.
Ah.
Are paramotors planes?
Yep.
Okay. What about an airboat?
Hovercraft, yes. Airboat, no.
What if a car goes off of a ramp?
It can't sustain flight.
How long would it have to be considered a plane?
It has to like be able to take off on its own
Okay.
and
But for how long?
Fly around
That's
for
a car off a
couple-
ramp can take off
Hold
on its own.
Hold on, for how long though? Because the Wright Flyer only made it like, a couple hundred yards.
That's different. That's different. It didn't have to use like a ramp. It flew on a mostly level track and took
Yeah,
off.
it just used a catapult, didn't it?
No,
No? I thought it did.
they set out a track for it and it flew on its own power. That's
So
why
it's
it
a
was
train.
so. That's why it was so groundbreaking because it was the first like self-powered plane aircraft.
So it's a train. Because it has a track. It's a train.
Yeah, it's a train, a flying train.
Ah. Hmm. Okay, well, let's bring some... Oh, no, not again.
Dead.
All right, there we go. We're back. Let's get some negativity going. What is your least favorite airplane? Doesn't matter why you hate it. You just gotta not like it.
Well, I'm not gonna shatter Mika's.
It's okay. You can say it. I will cry, but you can say it.
He has a toggle for that.
Least favorite plane.
And I don't think you're gonna know what my favorite plane is necessarily.
No, I think I got it. The Jeff bargain bin F-16.
Based.
Get that stinky thing out of here. I hate it because it looks like a F5 that fell inside of a nuclear vat of waste and then tried to be an F-16 and does both badly.
Ow. Hex is throwing missiles at us. Ow.
I'll be
All right, if you can catch up, Hex, because I'll remind you, when you put your JF-17 in full burner, I had to be basically at the lowest stage of burner the F-16 could manage, and I was still faster than you.
Never forget when everyone says the F-18's slow, and on the Top Gun track, the F-18 could easily retain Mach 1 all the way through the loop, and the Jeff could never hit Mach 1.
I really don't get why everybody in DCS says the F-18 is slow. It is a fast aircraft. Like if you're doing a clean F-16 versus F-18, yeah, the F-16 will be quick. But if you load them up with anything reasonable, the F-18 is gonna be a lot faster. It's got 2 engines. It's got a lot of thrust.
I cannot hear you over my Strike Eagle. Just go fast.
Just Strike Eagle. Oh my god.
Dude, I love doing the supersonic bomb thing with Sharkwood. That's always so fun.
I avoid the Strike Eagle only because I'm afraid that it's just going to do everything better than the F-16, and I'm not going to fly the F-16 anymore. That's literally what it does.
No. That is literally what it does, and that's why Axon's probably gonna be like, well, actually me here a little bit, but that's why the early F-15s, they got rid of the air-to-ground ordnance because they wanted the F-16 to actually be a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And if the F-15 could just do everything, then they didn't need the F-16. Which is another reason why the US doesn't put harms on any of the 15s, because that gives the F-16 a job.
Yeah, except on the export models. The Saudis, I think, can use harms.
No.
And they can use harpoons.
No. They can mount them. They just don't
So,
in US service.
There's a lot that can be mounted, but just isn't on various US aircraft.
I like that the Saudis on the Strike Eagle just get all these really silly things to play around with that we don't get to have. Like, can you imagine? I think you can carry 2 or 4 harpoons on the Strike Eagle in the Saudi version, which is amazing. Like, you just do everything the Hornet can, but better.
I mean, if it's 4 harpoons, I think the Super Hornet can carry 6.
Yeah. I think you run out of what do you call them? CFT space on the harpoons. I think they're under CFC. Well, maybe they're not. I think they're under wing. I don't think we'll get it again.
On Eagles, you're going to be looking at either the belly, underwing, and the bottom side of the conformals.
Yeah, I think. Let me look. Yeah, so the Saudi one carries them. Yeah, they're under wing for the harpoon for the Saudi Strike Eagle. So they can only take 2, which is disappointing. Flashpoint Levant S payload.
God.
So we established the least favorite airplane. We've oh yeah, so that means it's Mika's turn.
Yeah. So the next question here is, what is your favorite era of flight?
Does now count?
Yeah.
Like, why not the newest and coolest?
Well, sometimes like certain eras you just find exciting.
I mean, props are cool, I guess.
Yeah.
Props my
Well,
love.
also, you know, some of our guests are old, so they yearn for the before times.
The before times. What are they, prehistoric?
Yep. They exist before oil was a thing. They had to flap their wings to fly.
Yeah, they had to like ride pterodactyls.
Actually, you know what? My second favorite era of flight is when people are doing those funny, like, batwing glider things and jumping off cliffs.
Yeah, that's a good one. I think, what was it? Fucking one. Da Vinci, like, just jumped off a church steeple with one of those at one point, I think.
Oh my god. People are still trying to like get human powered flight. There's been a couple of vehicles which have managed it, and they sustained flight for like 10 seconds and such.
Wasn't there that like bicycle powered one?
Yeah, the bicycle powered ones are pretty common.
Yeah.
Oh, what was the... There was this guy trying to make it was like a cart with like a windmill on top, and would use the wind power to go faster than the wind was blowing, and if that was possible.
Bro, I can't believe they added cyclists to the sky now. Like, you just can't escape that anymore.
Oh god.
Well, wouldn't that be like the old school like gyros that you could tow behind a car?
Yeah. Okay, good. We're not gonna get killed already, isn't here for me making anti-cyclist remarks.
No, I will sit there right there next to you. I'll shoot back.
Yeah, I just find them annoying when they're in like giant packs out in the middle of the countryside, not going anywhere. You want to cycle to work? Go ahead. But if you want to block up an entire road so you guys can all pretend to be Lance Armstrong and just, I don't know, maybe I'll cut off one of your balls too, like he only has one testicle. Like, it's annoying. It's like an attention grab thing. Just like, use the billions of bike trails we already give you that are really pretty and nice. Why are you picking the middle of the road while I'm trying to get to work?
Oh my... Speaking of that, in the town next to me, they shut down a whole road for a year and a half to build a bike path next to it that goes over a river. And I've never seen anyone use it.
Dude, I was coming home. It was
boy.
10 o'clock at night. I had just finished up a closing shift at a Panera Bread. I dealt with like 18 Karens that day, and I was not fucking feeling it, right? And I come home, and I'm driving home, and these cyclists, okay, literally
10 feet to the right is a scenic bike path that goes along the river, going to where they're going. And they're on the middle of the road, the only road for me to go home. I don't get it. Why are they like this?
When
And
I
they're
was
all
in,
in a pack wearing like their suits and shit too.
when I was in welding school, the apartment that I had rented, out my back, like balcony, there was a bike path that went across the whole county that I was in. I can't tell you. Well, okay, how about this way? On one hand, I could count the number of cyclists I've ever seen on that in the 9 months that I was at school.
I don't understand it. Why don't they use the things we make for them? They're nice. They have pretty scenery. Like, it's better than just... There's no cars to hit them.
And the worst thing is, or at least around here, there are so many cyclists who don't know the laws of the road. And it's like, oh, stop sign? That doesn't apply to me. I'm a pedestrian. And they just blow through stop signs.
They're a pedestrian when it's
lights.
convenient, or they're a car when it's convenient to them as well.
Yeah,
they
that's
never
the problem.
pick a side.
You can't be a pedestrian and a car because there's completely different laws for that. So you're a cyclist. You are a vehicle.
Yeah. You know how we got those like high-speed trains in Florida recently? There was one cyclist in town that tried to like beat the train, and the motherfucker just got vaporized.
Oh yeah, I could. Yeah, I know how that goes.
That was I think the train was doing 125 miles an hour. Like,
It wouldn't even have to be going that fast to turn you to mist.
Yeah. Like,
Think about the mass difference there, right? A train going like 50, 60 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Yep.
And now imagine a train going twice as fast as that. Dude, the bright line trains are like single-handedly improving the driver standards in Florida by just killing off all the bad drivers. It's amazing. I love it. They get you somewhere fast. It's unlimited drinks if you get one of the first class tickets. You can have all the alcohol you want free of charge.
Wait, really?
Probably like, yeah. So if you get a Brightline first class ticket, you go to the stations all have lounges. And from the lounge onwards, unlimited drinks. Unlimited. There's no limit. You don't pay for any of them. You can just keep going and going and going and going and going. Nobody has stopped you.
Might have to visit Florida here soon.
Yeah, you should. It's fun.
Just watch
where
out for the
Caltech
gators.
Oh, Caltech? I already knew
yeah.
that.
Yeah, they're actually like right, like they're pretty close to where I am.
Oh yeah.
Like I could realistically like just go drive up and I don't peer in through their bay doors and see if they have any secret things going on.
Should go in there and ask them if we can go test the new line of guns.
They probably say yes, so long as you like bring them like a pizza or something, or cocaine.
I'm fresh out of the second, but I could probably get the first.
Yeah, the pizza we could definitely do. I can just make a pizza, to be honest.
I should make a bet with Caltech and say, hey, if you let me like visit and review some of your new guns, and it can be under embargo and blah 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 blah, I will buy the equipment and make a video reviewing it.
Their
Even though I
doors
don't
are
have
just
any of
always
the-
open. They never close. They never close their garage doors. They just leave it open while they're
You gotta
there.
get that ventilation.
Yeah, so they can have the ventilation pretty much, because Florida. And so it's like you can just walk up to Caltech. Like, there's no gate. Well, they are the gate, rather.
Well, who's dumb enough to walk up to a gun manufacturer and try to like rob them?
Well, if not rob them, you can just go visit. I don't. There's nothing stopping you from doing that. I don't think they get mad. They're Caltech. Yeah, I think they're like one of the few gun companies that really just wouldn't care. Like, you tell me that there's like there's no way that their engineers are like they would actually care. Like, they have to be way too busy cooking up whatever they're doing to just not just accept guests. They'd be like, oh yeah, you can book.
Should just go in there and see if I can't like pay triple for a Defender 4N for my RDB that I got
Yeah,
right off the
free on the
front
spot.
line. Actually, you got a blem. You got a blem in there. I'll take that.
Just dig through their dumpster.
Dumpster diving.
Hope they don't, yeah, hope they don't have a trash compactor.
They don't. I know that.
Oh, that's dangerous because, oh man, most engineering and manufacturing companies will have either like dedicated recycling bins or trash compactors.
No,
Like
they just have one of the standard truck dumpsters, and that's it.
Yeah, at my work, we've got a trash compactor specifically because we want anything we're working on to be crushed into oblivion so it can't be usable.
Well, something tells me they might be doing the opposite. Can you imagine how fun it would be to dumpster dive at Caltech?
We'll just intercept the dump truck.
I want to go dumpster diving at oh shoot, I can't finish this thought without doxing myself.
Oh.
F.
F. I'll put it in our chat.
I think it would be
they're local and they make some really cool stuff, but I'm pretty sure if I went dumpster diving there, armed guards would just shoot at me.
Oh, see, I have a theory that the Caltech people are just too high on drugs to actually care, like about anything at all. I think if we went dumpster diving at Caltech, we could just make. Oh, it would be like a Lego store kind of, where you make your own thing, and it's like except with guns.
I mean, that's
their
Caltech
security
is
guard.
just the Lego store for guns.
That's all.
You overturn a dumpster, pouring out all the gun parts, and you just put something together, and then the next day, their security guards review the footage, and they go, "Hey, engineers, this crazy motherfucker made this," and they go, "This is our new product. We're building it."
I mean, that's all building with AR components is though. So you could just take whatever, just put it together. It'll work.
Go over to Caltech, just pay them $50, and then it's like literally, it's like Build-A-Bear but with guns. Just build your own gun.
I get that. That's just AR parts. That's what modular things are. It's great.
Yeah. Well, I don't think Caltech uses AR parts though.
No,
They just use whatever the fuck they want.
It's called kit bashing then.
Yeah. I mean, you just grab one of the 50-round magazines they have, the P90 ones that they use for their pistol.
Would the mutants, like the AR AK hybrids, be better called instead of mutant kit bash?
Yeah, they'd be kit bashed.
Yeah. Okay, I think we should do that. We should make a trip out of that. We just go dumpster diving at Caltech. I think that's a good idea.
We'll
They'd
record a
probably
lot of
think it's
footage.
fun.
We'll make it a stream, incriminate ourselves quite a bit.
We'll make it. We'll just do one of those like Twitch IRL streams. Just have three VTubers show up to Caltech and just start
I have to
putting things
find
together.
some pink cat ears, and I'm in.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll just. Just follow me and I'll blend in. I'm a local. It's fine. Go to maybe like Waffle House or something after to really sell the experience.
Okay, Waffle House. What's your go-to?
Usually I do the 2-egg breakfast.
Anything in particular you get, Mika?
We don't. I'm too far
Mika
north
doesn't
for
have
Waffle
access
House.
to that.
Really, we got them down here.
Yeah, the nearest Waffle House for me is like a 2 to 3 hour drive,
I'll tell you in specifics what I get.
Bro.
and it's in your state.
Yo, we can meet up at Waffle House?
Yeah.
Bet.
Yeah, they have online. They have like online pickup now for Waffle House. You can order online.
What? Why
Yeah.
would you do that?
I don't know, but like if you
Waffle
really
House. So Waffle House is where you go to either when you're hammered at 3 a.m. or you just got out of a movie and it's the only thing open.
see my it's always my go-to. Like, oops, I forgot to buy food. There's nothing left in my house. Off to Waffle House we go.
So like 90% of the time I've eaten at a Waffle House is I get out of a midnight end time movie and there's nothing open and the Waffle House is right across the road. Go there, get you a breakfast bowl. Oh, yes.
I've heard they're good. I don't normally go for the breakfast bowls myself. I prefer the more, I don't want to say traditional option. So I go with the 2-egg over easy And the hash brown, I go with the sausage patties instead of bacon, but I go for the hash brown. I go with jalapenos and onions. Yeah, pretty solid.
Okay. So since you said hash browns.
Yeah.
Hash browns or home fries?
Depends on what I'm doing.
Hash
Do you have
Both
a
browns.
preference?
my
Hash
hash browns and my home fries are very good. Both of the ones that I make.
So like,
Depends on what I'm making with it. If I'm cooking like an omelet, I'm gonna go home fries. If I'm cooking other stuff for people, I'm probably gonna go hash browns. But I used to work at a Waffle House as well, Nite. That's how I learned like 90% of my breakfast cooking.
Okay.
So I can cook like 12. I can cook a dozen eggs at the same time, given a big enough flat top.
Bet. If
Like,
you ever get everyone together, you're the on breakfast duty.
Oh, absolutely, man. I'm happy to do it. I love cooking breakfast. That's like my favorite thing to cook. Don't let my parents know that because they're all like, "Oh, he does such a great job with the pizzas and the Italian food." Like, nah, I like breakfast is my favorite thing to cook. I'll tell you though, man, the best thing I make is like I'll do a omelet and it's got Mexican chorizo, avocado, tomatoes, and pepper jack in it. 10 out of 10 every time. Just make that on a regular basis. Awesome. But that's like, I don't know. I think like the Mexican chorizo is one of the better breakfast items to work with when it's just like a building block compared to just regular sausage.
Oh yeah, trees is great.
Yeah, it's cheap. It's fucking dirt cheap too. I'll go to like Publix even, and it's just like, yeah, here you go. It's always buy one get one free on the chorizo pack. So I'm like, all right, bet we're just gonna get a bunch of these, cook them all up, have them ready to go.
Yeah, I think when I went out to AX, we stopped at a store and just grabbed eggs and chorizo, and we had that every day for breakfast. It was great.
Of course, yeah, you can do them with tacos, scrambles. I did a cast iron hash skillet thing with that once. That came out really good. And then there was but they really just kind of work for anything, to be honest. Like I love just working with Mexican chorizo. It's just perfect for breakfast. But like breakfast cooking is just a blast. Like it's an art form. And then I usually do a lot of rice bowls for breakfast too. So I do a lot of like over easy eggs and stuff.
Gotcha.
So I do like a little bit of rice, whatever. If I want to throw meat in there, I'll throw that in there. And then I throw the egg or two on there. Break that yolk over the rice. Perfect.
What you doing there,
The
Mika?
chat's on an MFD.
Cat's getting angry at me, so I'm trying to fix stuff, and I'm breaking stuff even more.
Oh, that's all right. We'll just, I guess, keep talking about breakfast.
Oh god.
Get rid
Nate,
of chat.
what is your go-to Waffle House order?
You me?
Yeah.
I already said
Oh.
the breakfast bowl.
Well, which breakfast bowl what do you put in it? Or is it?
It's
Yeah,
just, if you
just-
just order the breakfast bowl, it's just everything.
Okay, yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I think so. We didn't have bowls when I worked there, so
Okay.
that was
mean,
like
maybe
a new thing.
maybe the
We had the
menu
hash brown
changes a little bit considering we're how many miles away.
bowl. Well, it's standard. It's changed over the years. We used to have the hash brown bowl, where it was just hash brown cheese and sausage.
Oh,
That's the menu item, but nobody ever ordered it.
yeah, no. So, and actually, speaking of that, what's funny is, so do you know how I-75 goes from like the northern tip of
Yeah.
Michigan all the way down
All
to
way
the
down
southern tip of Florida?
literally all the way to Miami. Yeah.
So you know when you're driving on the road, it'll have like the green sign that tells you how many miles away you are from something.
Yeah.
There's one on I-75 that if you're coming like from the northern side of Ohio towards south, it says like 1,100 and some change miles to Jacksonville.
Oh my god.
Like, oh yes, today I'm gonna drive that far.
Bro, who's going to Jacksonville and why? When was the last time you saw a person that was like, ah, yeah, today I go to Jacksonville?
I should.
Like,
I just found it hilarious that it's like a 4-digit number for the mileage to get somewhere. Like, yes, thanks. I needed to know that 1,000 miles in this direction.
well, like, why Jacksonville though? All the places you could be.
That's just what they picked.
There's just so many places you could go, but why would a person willingly go to Jacksonville?
Why would a person willingly go to Miami? These are all questions
I
we
mean,
don't have answers
yeah,
to.
but like Jacksonville is like even worse on the miserable places scale. What was the last good thing that happened in Jacksonville? Besides the meme of their football team being shipped over to possibly be every year having the threat of being shipped over to London.
I have no idea.
Which that would just be funny. Imagine like that big of an insult. Like you have your pride, one good thing you have in your city is your football team, and you lose that shit to the English.
Ouch.
Ow. I mean, like, given it's Jacksonville, they deserve it. But Mika, are you satisfied with your MFD thing now?
No, but it's as good as it's gonna get for this stream
All right, fair enough.
until I actually figure out how to get someone to do an overlay for me that I want.
Okay, I think I've done enough stalling. What are your favorite kind of scenarios to do in Flight Sims?
That's a bit of a loaded one.
Yeah. Hard-hitting journalism.
Probably my most favorite that I've ever done in like DCS would be like the true multi-role fighter moments where I'm actively lasing a bomb in on a target, RWR lights up, enemy contact close, gets called over the radio. I'm watching the bomb hit. As soon as it hits, I click into a quick action into a missile, looking around quick for him, get him locked up, click a missile off at him, and they're dead. Like moments like that is, love it.
Those are the
Love
best.
that.
Oh my god.
Those are the best. It's one of my favorite things of
I-
being in the Strike Eagle by far.
I always love when those kinds of moments come up and you're like, oh my god, do I ditch the weapons and make sure I survive the fight, or do I try to keep the weapons on, the air to ground stores, and then kill this guy and then get back to bombing the target? Ugh, hard choices.
And it's like,
Yeah.
I mean, I think my favorite moment I've had in the Strike Eagle is me and Sharklet. We were we're doing a recon as one of the nuts ops. And when I was filming with the targeting pod, while she goes and engages, and I'm like actively filming while she engages an F-14, an Iranian F-14, and that was a blast. That was crazy.
Yeah, I specifically remember a few times where I think I end up dying in the end of both times, but it was just, I'm sitting there in an F-18 this one time, throwing GPS ordnance at things, and then I'm lasing a bomb in, and then all I see is just tracer fire behind me and someone call data link enemy right on somebody, I don't know who, and I just see tracer fire fly over my canopy. So, I mean, I see the time to impact's like 10 seconds. I go, well, do I break off now, or do I try and hold this in to kill I think it was a Shulka at the time. Oh.
Just fire and forget, man. CBUs away.
Of course.
Well, I was actually doing a certified multi-role moment. I had 2 cluster JSOWs, and then a rack, like an extra rack of double AMRAM. And then I want to say it was 2 JDAM and then 2 laser bombs, just in case. So I had everything. Whatever I wanted to use, I had it at my fingertips.
Ah.
And then another one where lasing a bomb in the Strike Eagle, break off because someone calls MiG-29 close and I get launched at. Flick that bitch into super bore sight mode. Get a hold of a target, just click an AMRAM off at it. Turns out I radar locked the ER headed straight for me and intercepted it with an AMRAM.
Wait, what the fuck?
Yeah,
You got ER on the... Oh my god.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
because like I said, I do bomb drop, turn towards target, super bore sight, got
Yeah.
something, clicked it, and just turned away, and the missile just
I
went off
didn't
and
even realize.
hit it.
I didn't even realize it would even show up on the radar.
Well,
Oh yeah, you absolutely can shoot missiles down with missiles. I've accidentally shot my own AMRAAMs down with AMRAAMs. I don't
Well,
know
that's
how
pretty
they manage
impressive.
it, but that's DCS missile logic.
Ah.
All right,
fairly
next.
certain.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm fairly certain I have. There's a GIF of it somewhere. Yeah, right here. Just so you can see, Joe.
Yeah. Oh, click the thingy. Oh.
I mean, as you can see, I'm sitting there fucking dumping everything I got into the air and pulling away.
Does that count as a kill for you? In the like scoreboard?
I have no idea. I was ancient. I
Okay.
couldn't
Gotcha.
figure that out if I tried. But yeah, the scenario was, dropping a laser guided bomb, guiding it in, and then the oh shit, the handle got pulled.
All right. Next question then is the one with a rule in it. So listen to the end of the question before answering. What upcoming flight sim updates are you looking forward to other than the F4?
Shit, I think we broke the cat.
for
I think we broke him.
for official
Any-
strikes to be added to DCS.
Oh, official strikes.
That or the GBU8s,
What are the GBU8s?
the 2,000-pound TV guided bombs.
Oh, TV guided weapons are cool.
I just want more walleye equivalent stuff. Ah, you said no Phantom.
I said,
However,
yeah, other
the
than the
weapons are
F4.
separate from the Phantom. Checkmate.
We got played like a damn fiddle.
He cheated.
We really thought that shit was airtight, and no.
It might be the same update. However, ED does the weapons and Heatblur does the plane.
Ah.
Damn, you just got accused of running on Windows XP. Shit.
Is that why the weapons are so
That's-
wildly
I'm sorry.
inconsistent between modules?
Yes, that is exactly why.
EDY.
All right. Well, this is one of my favorite questions.
The one
Oh,
we
what
never
is
get a
an
good answer
ins-
for.
Yeah. What is an insult that you've received that you're proud of, whether you found it funny or just like found it interesting?
So early. Okay, the first one's not really an insult, but everyone always comes in and says, "Why are you not a girl?" That's always my favorite.
Oh yeah.
But one person came in and I laughed about it a little too hard, and they said, "You'll never be a girl," and I'm like, "I'm not trying to be anything."
That's one of the things that like breaks people's minds so much. I had another VTuber friend who their model looked very feminine, and they'd always get people who popped in and were like, "Why are you not a girl?" And it's like, "Well, because I'm a dude, I'm a boy." Just people
Yeah.
can't comprehend that.
Yeah, it's always one that comes up all the time, and I'm just like, the way I explain it is, I made a character that I like, and I assume other people like things that I like, and if we all like the
Yeah.
same thing, why does it matter?
You are one of like 4 cats that I like.
Rule 63. What? 63?
Oh, do they mean the gender bend rule?
Oh, Nite turned into a dude.
Oh,
Eee.
I don't even know if that would work right.
Nite, let's get gender bent
Cat
art together.
dude.
If you got somebody, I got cash.
I've got cash too. I gotta find someone.
Pink
It-
cat.
It'd be a good
dude.
match because we're like contrasting-ish colors. The light
Oh,
soft
that's a-
blue, the light pink.
That's an ongoing joke between my mod team of that we are the opposite in every way. Pink
Oh.
cat girl that flies F-18 and hates on the F-16.
Bluish dog dude flies F-16. Moderately dislikes Hornet.
I don't dislike the Hornet in any way. I don't want to learn to fly another aircraft that's going to be relatively similar to the F-16. I'd rather learn something completely different.
Struggle.
All right. This is a question I didn't write down on here, but we only have one more question to ask, so I want to ask this one before that, and we can get questions from chat as well. And normally we don't weigh in on drama, but have you gotten into any of the drama of Pink Cat is stolen design? I've seen a lot of people like trying to claim any Pink Cat is a stolen design from like some other random ass VTuber.
What?
Yeah, it's
How do you
this-
claim that?
there's some incredibly dumb discourse that comes up in the VTubing community like 1 or 2 times a year at least, where there will be some big VTuber with a specific notable design feature will like gain popularity, and then their fans will go to and harass everyone else with similar designs, even if they were older than theirs, and be like, "You're just a copy of this person. Oh my god!" It's the stupidest thing.
That's a thing
I've-
that happens.
It
I've
happens pretty
never-
regularly.
I've never had somebody outright say that to me. Probably because I'm not large enough to be somebody. But I don't know how you could claim said thing. I mean, you'll always be able to go back and probably find something older and older and older.
Yeah,
But
you
as far
can't
as I
claim
know,
it.
When the Moe era of anime came around in the early 2000s, that I'm fairly certain you could find a pink cat girl somewhere. It'd be
There's
like,
so
this
many
is
in
where it started.
anime. That's why there's a
Yeah.
fair number of them as VTubers, because like a lot of VTuber stuff is just inspired by anime, so there's a source from somewhere else outside of the community.
I mean, at least with like, you know how like all animals evolve to be crabs. I think all VTubers like eventually evolve to be pink cats, maybe.
Yeah, eventually all VTubers will be exactly the same.
All of them will be pink cats. Unfortunately for us dogs, that's a terrible thing, but it is what it is.
If I become a cat, does that mean I have to give up my floppy ears
Unfortunately, I think so. So you shouldn't be a cat.
over my dead body?
I'd have to give up mine too. Yeah, exactly. Pretty much.
I'm trying to think if I've ever
Although
seen a
there's nothing
floppy-eared
wrong
cat.
with you being a cat, but
Hmm.
you know, you are one of the good cats.
Oh no, I did floppy ears specifically because I didn't want people to think I was a cat, and instead sometimes people think I'm a bunny.
Yeah.
Well, having the dog tail for me like makes it like obvious that I'm not a rabbit. I don't know. I don't even know how you'd see my ears and think rabbit. Like, clearly that's a fucking dog. Like, I don't know. Like,
Oh my goodness. There is floppy-eared cats.
Floppy eared cats, oh god, oh no.
10 cats with floppy ears. Hold on.
all right,
So the Scottish fold is one. That'd probably be your closest from this list so far.
Uh-oh. It's me.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Well, those aren't fully flopped. We're safe for now.
Yeah, they're not floppy enough.
I think it's the best the cat kingdom can do for you.
Good.
The dogs will reign supreme in one area.
I was almost a cat, but I thought the idea of a federal agent dog was funnier. But not like a cat. It was Florida Panther was the other idea I had. But I'm glad I picked the dog, because without dog, you would have no full-on mocha in the morning. You
It probably
require
still
two dogs.
Could's have happened. It just wouldn't have been named that.
Well, yeah, but like this is what having two dogs is what makes it special.
We would have gone with a
Like-
different working name, probably.
Yeah. And
Although
this
like,
name's
the
good.
whole idea came up of Joe wanting to do a parody of Fuamoka.
Fuamoka. Yeah.
Well, I
Although
sure
I think-
hope
I
so.
think-
I
I
hope
think
you didn't
our-
land on that name on accident.
Yeah.
No, it was
I think-
pure coincidence.
I think our show is earlier in the day than Fuamoka, though, which means we're more of a morning show than they are.
I still
Well,
think
if
we
you're in
should
the
have
Eastern
kept,
time zone, it's hardly a morning show. Good
Yeah.
lord.
Well, I mean, we figured that this was like the laziest we could be about getting up in the morning while still being classified as a morning show.
Yeah, we start in the morning, just like how Saturday Night Live actually starts on Saturday night.
Yeah.
Don't most
And,
like talk
and
show
unlike-
radio shows end at like 10?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. But like, and unlike Saturday Night Live, we're actually entertaining.
Ooh.
Ooh. Ooh.
But yeah, that's not controversial at all. It's pretty clear. Like, what
Sometimes
was
they're
the last-
funny.
Sometimes, yeah. On very rare occasion, they put something together that's like somewhat original. Oh, hot take. I enjoyed most of their cold opens. All right, that's fair. That's usually where
Usually-
you find the funny.
Yeah, usually the cold opens and Last Week Tonight are pretty funny,
Yeah.
but a
Well,
lot
that
of their
was our,
sketches are
almost
just
our
so
other,
weird.
Our other show name was Last Week to Flight.
Yeah.
If we were going to do it at night instead of
Oh,
morning.
that would have been good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we don't
I
want to
liked
get
it.
their lawyers all over up in our business, though.
I think we'd be fine because it's clearly a parody.
Yeah. I don't think they'd be like
Don't-
they'd be like the type to sue people over parody. It's like
I was gonna say, I feel like the worst you'd get would be a change your name and
And then
Yeah.
we're back
That's
to
it.
asking
If-
ChatGPT for names.
yep.
worst case scenario, we get drawn into his VTuber episode.
Whose VTuber episode?
Never mind.
Huh?
Huh? What?
Huh?
That like Last Week Tonight guy. Don't they have like episodes of different topics or whatever
Oh,
or things?
that would be hilarious if we actually end up on that, but there's no way that would happen.
No, there'd be
There'd
no way.
be there'd be potential legal issues of them trying to show
Oh,
at least my
piles.
model on, I think, because I don't think I could technically give permission for that.
Yeah, I think I have commercial rights to pretty much all of my assets. Worst case scenario, I have to be like, hey, Quinn, can I use this for this? But
When
yeah, we
Quentin
got-
turns around and says, "I want $3,000 for it,"
Oh, I know that's where I go. That's where I have to go ask the sugar daddy / manager.
Can I please have $3,000?
Oh boy. Do we have any audience questions?
Yeah. Otherwise, I have to ask this last question, and then we're done.
Nobody wants that.
Nobody wants that.
Or we continue bullshitting for another hour and a half. That's also a thing that can happen.
Oh, Nite, another question for you. Favorite firearm?
You making me pick one?
One rifle, one pistol. One shotgun if you want.
Of handguns, it has to be the one that didn't participate in any world wars, being the M9. I just love the look of it. It shoots pretty good. It's a nice little full-size 9mm.
It's a very pretty gun.
A lot of people hate on it because in the sandbox they died on them a lot, but
Well, yeah,
I'm not in the
because
sandbox.
if you're gonna run it without any fucking lubrication, it doesn't seem to work, huh?
Shocking that.
Yeah. And the accounts I've heard from multiple people is like they do their pistol qual in the sandbox, and somebody gets the bright idea of telling them, hey, if you take this from the armorer and then you remove all of the oil from it, it won't jam during your qual. And it's true. And then they just have unoiled pistols that they're beating to shit with rounds.
Beretta grips are too wide in your opinion? How do you hold a Glock then? Like, Glock is about overmolding everything, so they have the widest grips I've ever felt in my little hands.
Small hands gang.
Like, I can barely get a good purchase on my 19 because it is just fat.
It's so funny, but the pistol I've held with the best ergonomics so far, I think, is by far the PSA Rock.
Never felt.
It's I think a similar grip to their dagger, but like
Never felt.
even though it's got that really long 5.7 cartridge that it has to fit in it, it feels so good. I'll bring mine to the range day.
Bet. I really am thinking about getting a bunch of people around for that.
We'll do a range day, and then we'll visit a sketchy Waffle House.
I wouldn't be that sketchy, but I mean, yeah.
The Florida ones are usually, mine was always really quiet by Waffle House standards, but usually all of them are like evenly sketchy. That's all right. That's part of the charm. Although it's customary that if a fight breaks out of Waffle House, you don't use a gun, you use your fist.
Well, it's just like a bar
chair.
fight.
Or throw chairs, or plates, or forks, butter knives.
I mean, what monster
statute of
pulls like
limitations
a
ain't
knife
up on that
during
one
a...
yet, so we'll save that another time.
All right, Nite rifle.
I'm still pondering that.
Oh, one of my last week that I worked at Waffle House, somebody smashed out the entire window.
Because I feel like I should say my CX4, but I also don't know if that's my actual favorite, though.
The CX4 is the Beretta pistol caliber carbine.
It's the one right there in the art.
Those things are so funky. But they get props for putting the mag in the grip. So you actually get a bit more barrel length.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I call it the modern M1 carbine. It shoots a relatively, for the size at least, good round and is light and handy. And not too complex. Like, it does all that. I'm very fond of the M1 carbine for that same reason. 5-pound rifle that shoots 30 caliber round that kind of scoots and get you out there and hit stuff at 100 pretty easily. Fantastic. But to pick one rifle.
How about can you do top two?
M16 and M1 carbine.
Okay. Those are two very solid choices.
The only rifle I've ever shot actually was an M16.
Husband, come here. You can shoot all my rifles.
Oh, that's so nice of you. Thank you.
They're some in weird
Although
calibers.
I think it'd be frozen in an ice block if I ever came up there.
No, they're made for winter conditions. It'll be fine.
Although I would be.
Yeah, you
frozen
just
in
you
ice
cuddle up
block.
with the rifle because the barrel's warm.
Okay,
just-
fair enough.
I'll just bring y'all's out to the farm mid-June, July when it's 95 degrees out.
Hey, you can't say
And-
that's a really bad phrase to use when talking about dogs.
Dogs, yeah.
I'm not gonna old yeller ya.
Well,
Oh no, so such and such dog. They went to the farm. Yeah, not very
yeah,
good.
that just means they old yellered us, or just threw us in a ditch.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll bring you out and man, I don't know if one day would be enough to get through all my rifles if you had a handful of people.
My gosh. See,
we just have to get up there.
Rogers insurance.
We'd have to get there at sunrise. That'd be the thing.
I haven't gone shooting in forever because like my renter's insurance forbids me from having firearms
What?
anymore.
Unbased.
So yeah, because like my neighborhood got reclassified into like one where it's like considered like potential criminal behavior if I have a firearm rather than home defense. So yeah.
What the fuck
So
is
my
this
judge is
shit?
like, yeah, you can have that, but it'll be an extra few $1,000s a year. And I'm like, nah, I'll just take my chances. And just have to hope that no crackhead smashes through my windows.
All right.
That was an interesting plot line last week. Was the crackheads fighting outside of my house at 7 o'clock in the morning?
Oh yeah, the Jover lore expands.
Yeah, they're
Uh,
so annoying.
We've got a viewer question from Spaceman Nite. What was your favorite nuts op so far?
Huh. What would I even pick? There's so many of them at this point. There are plenty of funny moments out of a lot of them. Let me just scroll through the names of them quick and see what jumps out at me. Well, actually, you know what? Probably the most fun I've ever had in one of these ops was when I came flying in at 2 feet, carrying 2 walleyes, whipped up over the top, and slam dunked them both down onto a cutest staff carrier.
Oh, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
And I
Yeah,
really liked the even though it was an incredibly scuffed mission, I really liked the one we did on CVW 20 because Jackson and I I had not been told we were going to be doing this, but Jackson's like, "Hey, we're gonna hit this ship." And I'm like, "Well, wait, I brought low drag bombs, and I want to do this with high drag bombs because otherwise I'm gonna get fucking torn apart because I have to fly at like 500 feet." So instead, I just hit burner and like went supersonic and just dropped them and scooted the hell out. That was cool as hell.
Let's say the CVW-20 mission was actually I really like the scenario that's set up there. It makes you have to think instead of just I'm gonna go up with laser bombs and what is that, Axon? But it just makes you have to think. You can't just jump in an F-18 with JDAM and drop them from 50,000 feet and kill whatever. Like,
But I want to fly at 50,000 feet and drop my 8 small diameter bombs from 60 nautical miles away on pre-programmed targets and then just turn around, go home and land.
yeah, there's cool things about that, but there's also me coming in with, what is it, 9 or 10,000 pound low drag bombs and the F-18 screaming at 10 feet off the ground, dropping them on boats and submarines. That's cool.
Are submarines even real? I can't remember the last time I saw one.
Did you know there was more planes in the ocean than submarines in the sky?
The sky? Whoa.
Did you
Oh,
know
I
there's
gotta
more
watch this
planes in the
submarine.
ocean than submarines in the ocean?
Yeah.
Except for that one that like imploded, and vaporized the rich people.
I would like to point out that one was made also with Boeing components.
Huh.
Wasn't a portion of it
favorite
composite
recurring
material too?
character.
Yeah, it was expired pre-preg composite sheet from Boeing, if I remember correctly.
Shocking. Really.
Yeah,
guessed?
and they
It's
started.
a little
They had-
delamination as a treat.
yeah, they had been advertising that they made them with composites from Boeing before Boeing told them to stop because they didn't want their name attached to that shit.
Oh, you know it's bad if Boeing doesn't want their name attached to it.
Yeah,
Those guys are usually pretty shameless.
allegedly.
No, but not allegedly.
I don't want
They
to
were
get
just straight up
sued.
about it with the two 737 MAX guys. They're like, nah, we didn't screw up all pilot error.
Ooh.
All of it. All of it.
Pilot error.
Those like 300 something people that are dead. Nah, wasn't us.
Yeah, the computer totally didn't
Not
fuck
me.
up.
Not me. Now, given would a Southwest crew probably be more likely to recover that? Yeah, but like, yeah, they just were like, nah, not me. I'd win.
I'd win.
I'd win.
Uh,
What do you mean? What? Those 300 some odd families are killing us? Nah, I'd win.
it's okay. They're not from the Western world, so
Yeah, those lots of people won't
That-
ever make it to court. Don't worry about it.
yeah. Thanks, Boeing.
Yeah,
Very cool.
very cool.
All right, moving on to the next question. I see Axon. God, I probably pronounce your name terribly every single time, and I'm sorry, not sorry. I'll figure it out eventually. Axon asks, "What does it feel like to lose multiple times against a virtual Iranian rat?" I assume this is an inside joke because I have no clue what this means.
You think I know?
You're a cat, aren't you supposed to like just like annihilate rats?
I don't know what he's referring to though.
Here to elaborate. And while he elaborates,
The
think.
Joler is spinning at max RPM. And it's not finding it. All right. Oh my! Stop! Stop! No!
Hawkins!
No! Stop! No!
Hawkins!
No! Do we want to talk about how I was the first
Oh.
member to get a permanent call sign?
Oh boy. Yeah, you gotta talk about it now.
So, I had decided that, hey, I like Battlefield. Battlefield's cool. I get the Iranian right now. I hate it here. So, what I played was it the Battlefield 4 campaign first, and I went backwards. So I did Battlefield 4, and then the next week was Battlefield 3, and I had an issue where I wanted to play it on controller rather than PC because, or like keyboard mouse, because for whatever reason the mouse input was fucked up, and it was like DPI 1,000,000, so I couldn't look around or shoot or anything like that. But what I also didn't know is that during cutscenes or like scripted events, the QuickTime button clicks were not on the controller, even though it would display the controller button. It was only on the mouse and keyboard, but only in certain scenarios. So the Iranian rat portion of this was I was trying to stab that rat after the earthquake happens, and I died to it 6 times in a row, trying to figure out what button to click to stab it with the knife. And then later on down the
fucking
line, it
hilarious.
got worse because of the Hawkins incident, which is the call sign of the Wizzo that you were playing as in the F-18 mission. Because, again, I couldn't look around with the mouse because the DPI was too high. So I had one hand on my mouse with a piece of tape over it because I couldn't move it at all, but I had to click left click to use any of the armaments, but look around with the controller stick in my right hand. And then also use my left hand to click like 1, 2, and 3 to switch between the weapons, and I think X was countermeasure. So I'm over here like doing 5 things at once, and since the game thinks I'm playing on PC, the detection cone that they wanted me to hold to launch missiles at the enemy planes that were flying around in front of us was pinpoint accurate. Something you can't really do with a controller very easily. So it was 45 minutes of just the guy in the front seat saying, Hawkins, he's off our left, coming around, watch out for the guns, Hawkins, deploy countermeasures, Hawkins, Hawkins.
Oh my god.
Thus the Hawkins emote and Hawkins being wrote on my F-18 was born. That was a stream of all time.
I cannot wait / am horrified for when I get a call sign assigned. That's going to be terrible. For people who don't know, you don't get a call sign based off of what you want. You get a call sign based off of what you don't want.
What you don't want, yeah.
It just fit too well because it was in a Super Hornet for that mission, and at the time I was trying to get really big into the Hornet, and then it was Hex was making the skins, and it all just clicked together, and it made sense. And yes, it is a permanent VOD. If you want to watch 45 minutes of Hawkins suffering, I can provide a link.
I will ask for that link for context to all the viewers.
It is. I think it's. Is it unlisted or is it actually just out of my YouTube? It might be unlisted.
Fuck! What the fuck is this? That Sharklet pinned?
Oh yeah, that was
Did you just not see that?
Yeah, because at the start of the stream I pinned a message linking to Nite's channel, and now I see it's gone.
Yeah, that happened like 20 minutes in, if that.
Yeah. Yeah, 11. No, not even.
9 minutes in, yeah.
9 minutes in, so 4 minutes after we start talking.
I didn't notice. I thought it was the right pin because I thought I had wrote on my pin something about like Fuan Mocha has got Nite as the interviewee, the guest today. And so I keep looking at the pin and I just see Fuan Mocha is, and then I don't notice that it was different.
Right there, link to the unlisted video. I think I timestamped in the top comment where the Hawkins moment starts.
Oh,
mods, can we get a shout out for Nite in the chat, please?
What
Considering
mods?
we have not. We got Sharklet's still awake, right? I think it's
I
like
doubt.
our.
I don't think she is
Rissy's
active.
probably not here.
I'm my own mod. I've got like 5 mods and none of them ever show up.
I've got like 8 or 9, I think, at this point.
But
I have
for the
so
most,
many mods.
but for the most part, my automation handles a lot of the stuff that I need. I think I could still. Oh no, I'd have to reset up the command. I had a command for a while where I could ban someone without needing to tab out. All right. I don't see any more questions from chat, so I guess I have to ask the final question.
Well, there's one for Thalazar about the Blaha Igloo dude, and I'm all for it.
Yeah, that's
Igloo dude. What's that gonna look like?
I don't know.
There's some concerns that the texture is going to be so crushed from the original model that it's never going to work.
Yeah, but it'll be great though.
Oh boy.
We need Blaha Hex Dick and Stomper version 3.
That's
an old joke right there.
We need like a nuts mod that adds another Igla dude that can have just the Blaha model.
Oh, that'd be funny. Yeah, just like replace the model. I wonder how difficult that actually be.
With, like, maybe somebody made a 3D model of the shark, like the shark plushie,
with a fucking tube coming out of its forehead.
Yeah, that or just gave like put like an igla in one of its fins.
Yep. That'd be fantastic.
It'd be fucking hilarious to see.
Yeah. It'd be great.
All right, Knight. Final question here: if you could be remembered for one thing, what would it be? And it doesn't have to be lofty. It could be anything you want.
For one thing, huh?
At least one thing. So if you're like,
I-
you know, at the end of the day, I want to be remembered for this at least.
I really don't want to be remembered for Hawkins, but we all know that's exactly what I'm going to be remembered for. Just to be someone that made people's days better, if anything at all.
That's a good.
That's all I'm trying to do.
Always a good choice. Much better than my goal of trying to use my influence to ruin everything.
Well, I mean, you're not ruining that much with Fluon Mocha. I think you're making people's days better.
No, I want to use my influence to gain access to the nuke codes and destroy the world.
No, then we can't have Fluon Mocha in the morning anymore.
Didn't they get rid of like 100,000 nuke codes?
Ah,
I don't know.
they're probably
Oh,
all
we're not
still
talking about
zeros.
those kind of nuke codes. That's the only nuke codes I know.
Oh no, I'm talking about the 8-digit nuke codes, not the 6-digit nuke codes.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
The ones that are like all zeros most of the time still.
Okay, gotcha.
All right, thanks for joining us tonight. Do you have any announcements before we go, or you know, when's your next stream? What are you planning, etc.?
The only thing that I plan for is that I don't plan for anything. Anything exciting soonish? I'll have to consult with my people, but there might
Your
be something
managers.
big when the Phantom comes out that we might do. We'll see. Keep your ear to the floor for that one. Because I still really want to do it, but we'll see. And then other than, I guess, maybe doing something special for a year of affiliate would be the 12th of March.
Mm.
Have to fact check that real quick.
Man, I don't even know when mine hit. I don't even
Oh,
remember
no,
that.
Wait, no. No, the 12th of March, yeah. Yeah, March 12th at 10:50 a.m. Last year, I was invited to be an affiliate.
That's a specific timing there.
Just what the email was sent at.
Oh yeah. They sent them out kind of randomly in batches, probably.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds about right.
All right, Joe, do you have any announcements before we wrap up?
Nah.
Okay,
I
then
don't even have a schedule, man. Like, you know that.
I made Anne's schedule a couple weeks ago and then proceeded to not.
The way I've always operated was I do it every day, and there's a generalized schedule that I try and follow just because it works into my normal day's routine. And if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Simple as that. Something
Alright.
deviates, I usually put an announcement up, but yeah.
I like how Civilian Flights of News starts to come out after we already started the show.
Oh yeah, really?
Yeah.
I swear after we started the show, everybody started putting all their news out later and later in the week. But whatever, if it came out today, we could just cover it next week. But we are gonna raid into Air Show. I don't think I say, or no wait, raid 2. I thought I set up a command for this with the Fuon Mocha raid.
Yeah, don't worry. I got a backup for you.
If Twitch would let me select it. Stop moving the chat, guys. I can't highlight it. I can't copy it.
Oh shit! I fucked up copying and pasting that. Or no, I don't.
Emotes all over.
I don't think I have a sub to Joe. That's what's going on.
Oh no.
Why is this so hard? Why can't I highlight things? All right.
There's just like a 7feet TV. There's just a copy button for me.
Yeah, if you just arrow up, it should just grab a hold of it.
Whatever. All right. Rating soon. Bye bye.
Bye.